Objective Fan. The Objective Fan.
What's up, Knicks Nation? Welcome to the show. And as always, we got some really interesting things to talk about. So we get some news on the LA Clippers today. Conflicting reports. But my question is, if the Clippers and the way they conducted this Kawhi Leonard contract situation, let's just say situation, could that be the blueprint for the Knicks going forward? Also, the New York Knicks was hit with a interesting message from the Nets owner. We'll get down to the bottom of that. And the one thing that big bodega cat Karl Anthony Towns has to change for this upcoming season. Of course, the NBA just came out with the schedule, and a lot of people are talking about advantages versus disadvantages, but we'll get into some of the advantage that the Knicks may hold going into the season. And why this one NBA superstar could be the blueprint for Jalen Brunson to follow. But we're going to discuss this all today on Level Headed Knicks Talk. Big time salute to everybody. Welcome to the show. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic night. And before we begin to address the show, we do have to address the proper formality. We have to smash that like button. So as you enter the show, smash that like button so we can let the YouTube algorithm know that this is the place to be. And we're still cooking with hot grease. And while you're at it, you might as well subscribe, because in the last 28 days, well over 50% of you guys who watch, you're not subscribed. So subscribe now and help us close the gap. We're on the road to 10K subs. Each time we reach new subscriber milestones, we do have special giveaways. In order to find out when the next giveaway will be, you have to be a subscriber, right? So smash that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and also hit the bell icon so you get all the notifications. But once again, salute the Knicks Nation. Welcome to the show. Take a peek in the live chat. What's going on, Marie B, OKF Nation, Maxine, the super producer. Big time salute to you. Mellow Mike, what's good? All right. My man Sword Wolf, what's good? Jesse, OKF Nation in the building. Zach, OKF Nation in the building. Once again, Travel Vibes, Sincerely, what's going on? Hopefully you guys are having a great night. What a night to talk Knick basketball. By the way, I did drop the podcast the first time we did a pre-recorded podcast in a long time. I'm not going to say it's the first recorded show ever, like I did say on the show, but we're bringing back the pre-recorded podcast, and more than likely Mondays at noon or even earlier, it depends. We'll come up with the official time, but that's how you can consume This Week Inside the Knicks going forward. Just to let you guys know, Blue Orange Brunch all week, all right, from Tuesday to Friday in the afternoons. And we'll see about 2-a-days, okay? We're still discussing the fate of NBA Fan Saturdays, which is a show that a lot of you guys say you like, but, you know, you guys don't pull up like that. So, but we'll get to the bottom of what will happen on Saturday. And then, of course, Sundays is Members Only Sunday. But big time salute to everybody once again. So I want to touch on Well, really quickly too. Let me just remind you, the New York edition is still available for pre-order. Let me put the link in the chat now for those who are interested in trying to place a pre-order. So you want to take advantage of this because the special offer of free shipping will be only available for a limited time. All right. So I'm going to put this link in the chat so you guys can check it out. Matter of fact, boom. Put this in there and pin it. And I'll talk more about this a little bit later. Bam. So I'm going to go straight to research mode, man. And there's a couple of things that I want to talk about. So everybody's making a big deal about the NBA schedule at the moment, and the New York Knicks are definitely a team that you can argue they may have home court advantage. So let me pull up this article that interestingly, no, well, not home court advantage. The goal is to get home court advantage, but there is an advantage to the schedule that I think could help us yield or for us to get home court advantage. Because I see like people are getting on us and the Philadelphia 76ers. All right. But the Knicks are tied for a pair of NBA best schedule advantages. All right. Of course, we got the 34 national TV games, right? Which some of us was kind of lost because last year we had more. And you would think when the Knicks win the championship that they will get more games. But like I got a show. Actually, I got a video breaking this down. So if you want to check it out, you can. But just know off rip that there is a fixed amount of games that a team could actually get, right? That all the teams have to share, right? And we have a lot of exciting teams in the NBA today. So yeah, man, definitely it's a very interesting time to be a Knicks fan nonetheless. But 34 games is still a lot of games. It's the most. We're tied with 3 other teams. I believe it's the Lakers, Spurs, and the 76ers. All right. Now, New York is also tied with 11 other teams for the fewest back-to-backs next season. So I'm not sure how you guys feel about back-to-backs. Mitchell Robinson is no longer on the team. All right. And also, we have the fewest road back-to-backs, which those are tough. When you got to go to LA and then go to play the Lakers, right? On the next night, you start with the Clippers or you start with the Lakers, then you got to see the Clippers. That's always a brutal stretch. Matter of fact, last year, we actually lost those 2 games. The LA stretch, right? Back-to-back stretch. The ranking is far from a bunch of scheduled victories. The Knicks need to capitalize on their inherent rest advantage to make it matter. But the team's award-winning training staff have a relatively clean path towards helping their players make it through the season. Salute to Casey Smith. All right, I ain't gonna play that. I'm gonna play that. But a lot of us, we're concerned about players that we want to add to the team. Oh, this player is injury prone, especially bench players. But you forget you got Casey Smith. You also forget you had 2 injury prone players that had great success in terms of their availability last season. That was Mitchell Robinson, OG Anunoby. All right. So let's not assume that Casey can't work his magic for whatever new acquisitions that we may add, especially on minimum contracts, right? I think anybody who can play is worth a chance. And the health aspect of it, I think, matters less for backups. But let's not forget, we do have Casey Smith. Now we have the back-to-back advantage, right? With the fewest in the league and the fewest on the road. I think this is something that could help propel us because a lot of us, we have high hopes for this team. We believe that this Knicks team could win anywhere between 58 to 60 plus wins, a lot of us. So it's an interesting time to be a Knicks fan. But the Knicks definitely will have to capitalize on this rest advantage. Indeed. So now the Knicks aren't currently scheduled to have 3 days of rest before a game, according to James L. Edwards, which I don't think you need 3 days off, but that's interesting. All right. But they still have an overall advantage regarding their back-to-backs. 12 teams in the league have a league low 13 back-to-back contests, all right, with the reigning champions included. I also think the Sixers are included in that as well. They're definitely not the only team in the league set to benefit from some convenient scheduling. They should still take what they get. Relatively speaking, they got as much padding around their travel days as they could have asked for. But we also have a very brutal stretch, and I'm going to go to ESPN. We talked about this before on the schedule show that we did. If you want to check that out, I literally gave you 10 things that I noticed about the schedule that was kind of odd. And it was a good show. If you guys want to go back and listen to some of the old content, you could. But I just want to show y'all this stretch really quickly. That is wild, right? We got like potentially nine road games in a row. All right, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about right here. This stretch right here, we got the 6 road games. Then if I go back with some, it's like if you add all of these games up, I think it's like 18 road games out of 30. This brutal stretch right here where you see all the ats. But from this stretch of December 1st to December 21st, we're pretty much on the road the entire month. Now, here's the thing. If we do go to the NBA Cup knockout round, which we usually do, and we are the lower seed, then that would potentially mean that we will have 9 road games in a row. You see the 7 here right now. This is not accounting for the NBA tournament, whether we make it or we don't make it. I think we all will safely assume that we do make it because we have made it every year of the tournament since its inception into the NBA. But this is a crazy stretch right here. So there's some other, even though we don't have a lot of back-to-backs, but those away games are kind of crazy. I think we said we had 21. Was it 21 or 23? 20 something, right? Of the first like 40 games on the road. And we only have 17 confirmed home games. Like I said, it could flip because we don't know what the NBA Cup will hold, right? Now, the regular season still matters to the champions. The Eastern Conference was better than the Western counterpart last season. Now, I like this right here. How many of you guys agree with that statement that the East was better last year than the West? This offseason, it simply got even better. Giannis changed teams, but not conferences. LeBron left LA for the East Coast, right? Kawhi may be on his way to the East Coast as well, right? I'm gonna talk about Kawhi on tomorrow's show. But the Knicks benefit greatly from their home court advantage in a way that ended their 53-year-old championship drought. Salute to that and the New York Knicks. But we did have home court advantage in the playoffs, and this is why the regular season is important, so we could establish home court advantage in the postseason. All right, if that makes sense. But those are the two advantages that the Knicks have. If you want to talk about that, we can. By the way, call up 646-995-8389. Voice your opinion. I'm talking about, well, I got a question. Does the Clippers, this case, and what some of the dealings that took place with Kawhi Leonard, will it be a blueprint for the Knicks to follow, right? Because we got some news, some conflicting news on the Clippers and stuff like that. I may get into a little bit of that a little bit later in the show, but it was reported by ESPN that the league haven't found any circumvention on the Clippers' part, but the NBA responded. So I may get into that, but I'm curious to know, like, if there's no penalties whatsoever, should the Knicks follow this? Because I think if the league doesn't really get a hold of how to navigate in this manner, it'll give LA, New York, places like that a huge advantage over the small market teams. By the way, if you just joined the show as well, continue smashing that like button. All right. We are talking about the Brooklyn Nets owner, what he had to say about the Knicks. I thought it was kind of funny. All right. Definitely going to get into that. But continue to smash that like button if you just entered the show. Was good. Knicks will be champs. I see you in the building. All right. Randu, what's good? Big time salute to everybody in the chat. Continue smashing that like button. If you digging the show and feeling the show, we have to let YouTube know that this is the place to be. Right. And if you're not subscribed, you might as well subscribe. I'm here every single day, sometimes twice a day. I got clips, I got survey, I got everything you need. This is like your one-stop shop to come talk and experience Knicks. All right. Salute to everybody in the building. Now, damn, there's just so many good topics. All right. I want you guys to hit the phone lines. Now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to talk about the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets are a team that they're the most disappointing franchise in NBA history. I wanted to say the Clippers, but, you know, I don't think the Clippers ever were a favorite to win a championship. I mean, I know they had that big four with Paul George, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Kawhi, but none of us looked at them like they were the favorites. And I don't think they were the favorites in Vegas either. Contrary to the Brooklyn Nets, who were the favorite to win the championship when they added KD, James Harden, Kyrie, right? They had so many top 75 talent. Even they managed to get KG and Paul Pierce, you know, even though they were at the end of their reign, but still the caliber of players that Brooklyn were able to acquire, and for them to not even get past the second round. I mean, I think that's just the biggest joke in basketball. Another thing too about the Brooklyn Nets, when we say disappointment, we're saying that you actually had a chance to do something, right? And you blew it. So disappointment is not just trash, right? Like if you're trash, that's just trash. We're saying that you actually had people believing in you, like you were going to do something, and you failed repeatedly. And that is just the fate in the history of the Brooklyn Nets. So I'm not surprised when, you know, their owner and their president, Sean Marks, have some things to say about the Knicks. Sean Mark, who was with the Knicks, honestly, he was with the Knicks, but he's in that now. He's been their general manager for a while. And it kind of throws me for a loop because I'm wondering, what is the game plan in Brooklyn? Like, what is the goal here? Is the goal to actually contend for a championship one day, or is it to try to sell tickets, right? See, and I can't remember who said this, but around NBA circles, it's a thing that only really maybe 6 to 8 teams believe they can actually win the championship. The rest of the teams have different goals, like selling tickets, you know, getting to the playoffs, getting to the play-in, right? Winning a certain amount of games, you know, getting a star player, right? Getting a top pick in the draft, right? Different teams have different goals. And the Brooklyn Nets are one of those teams that they know they're not going to compete for nothing. But you're in the Big Apple. And like I said, you were one of the most disappointing franchises in NBA history. And you failed. You've never won a championship. They did go to the finals with Kenyon Martin and Jason Kidd and those guys in the early 2000s, but they were crushed. Once again, we and us as Knicks fans know we don't get credit for going to the finals. Like, there's no credit in that. You better get to the finals and win, like the great Jalen Brunson. So the Nets are under pressure to try to give their fan base something, right? Something to go off of. Because a lot of Net fans became Knicks fans again. And you know what? Salute to the fake bandwagon fans. You know, I'm not going to tell you can't be with the Knicks, but just know we remember. Yeah, you don't get on here with a clean slate. We remember that you left us. And that's just the nature of the game. So I'm gonna get into some of these quotes here. I'm gonna start with Sean Marks, and then we'll work our way up to the big guy, Joe Tsai. I think that's how you say his name. But Sean Marks is an interesting guy, and this is what I'm saying. Like, is Sean Marks doing a bad job? That's a real question, because he still has a job. Usually the people who are doing bad jobs get fired. So what is the Nets' goal? Like that is like a major question to me. Like, what is the goal? They finally figured it out last year that they were a rebuilding team. So they had the 5 first-round draft picks, was they drafted. I'm not sure if that's the most ever by one team. I'm pretty sure it is. It was a dumb move. You should trade up to move up. You could have got an Ace Bailey, who definitely wanted to go to Brooklyn. But nonetheless, they had to settle for a bunch of guys who we don't even know their names. Nonetheless, and I want to talk about Mikal Bridges picks. Oh man, what are we gonna do? We gave up so much picks for Mikal. Oh no, man. But what happens if it doesn't work out? And now the Nets get all of these picks. I told you the only pick that I was concerned about was, I think, the 2031, because who knows how good the Knicks would be by that time. But right now, we won the championship. We the champs. It don't even matter. Salute to us once again. that part don't even matter. Anyway, Sean Marks, in an answer to Nets Daily question about the Knicks back on the day his team introduced the draft picks, dismissed the possibility of having another team's success change his thinking. As more than one NBA watcher has noted, the team governor and GM have been like peas in a pod when it comes to strategy. Oh my God. Not at all. I mean, we're not. Why you say we're not so much, dog? Why you said, why you said we're not so, you said it too much for me, man. We're not going to be motivated or less motivated by what somebody else is doing. This is what Mark said. I think we all control. I'm sorry. We control is our path. Okay. I think we control is our path. Okay. Whatever. So that's what Sean Marks had to say. I think that's a bunch of cap. Yeah, I think Sean Marks is capping. I don't believe him. He needs more people. First off, you said that you're not motivated by what the Knicks have done. Okay. So why did you go out to get Julius Randle? Why are you rumored to go out to go get DeMar DeRozan? We inspire you to try to do better. Keep it real. Keep it real. I know you can't keep it real. I told you, when you're listening to press conference, especially from NBA personnel, whether it be players or coaches or front office, they're media trained. You're not going to get the direct information that you're looking for. So you got to read in between the lines. So when he says that we're not going to be motivated or less motivated, I think that's a bunch of cap. You see what the Knicks are doing on the other side of the city across the bridge, and you definitely want to taste that. And that's okay. Everybody wants to be like the Knicks. You remember that commercial? I want to be like Mike. Well, now everybody wants to be like JB and the New York Knicks, and it's a good feeling. All of you teams in the Eastern Conference, y'all all scrambling to make moves, to be competitive. Because now, first off, this content, I was doing, other NBA shows I would feature on, and I would always say, and I even gave a stern message to the other panelists that, yo, I take that fade. Any one of y'all want to get in the ring, that the East is better than the West, or the West is better than the East. I'm taking the East. I'm willing to take that fade any day. I've been on the Eastern Conference is better than the West, or just as good as the West train. From the beginning of last year, when I'm looking at the standings, I'm like, oh, these Eastern Conference teams is giving the Western Conference teams a run. I remember opening night set the tone for me last year when if it wasn't opening night, it was one of the earlier games when the Pacers played against the defending champions without Halliburton, and they took them to overtime and almost won the game. Yeah, and then they beat them the second time they played them. So I was like, man, the East is up for the challenge this year. So coming into this season, the Nets had to get Julius Randle. They had to do something to make it seem like they're doing something, because everybody in the East is doing something for the most part, besides maybe Cleveland, who are now, you see, they just traded Schroeder, right? So now they're looking to get in the fray. But you got to make a move on the East Coast, because honestly, any team in the East could be a 10th seed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if any team was like, if Milwaukee finished as a 10th seed, I wouldn't be surprised. If the Nets finished as a 10th seed, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying they're going to, because somebody got to be at the bottom. But I just think that the Eastern Conference definitely has a lot of talent. And I'm not just saying that because LeBron came to the East. No. I thought the Sixers made a great move in getting Brown before LeBron got there, you know? And I was like, oh, that's a power move. Then you trade Paul George's bad contract. That's a sly move right there. So, you know, for them to act like the Eastern Conference, yeah, man, we not motivated by the Knicks. I think that's a bunch of cap, because you got to do something. If you don't do anything, you're going to be left behind. So this is what the owner had to say, right? That was Sean Marks. We're not motivated by another team. I think that's cap. I think you are thinking about the Knicks, whether you want to use motivation or inspiration or, whatever you, desperation, dedication, motivation, whatever word you want to use. It's one of those words. Brooklyn Nets owner admits that the Knicks title is embarrassing to his franchise. Joseph Tsai. So when Sean Marks says this, when Sean Marks says, we're not going to be motivated or less motivated by what somebody else done. Okay. So why is your owner talking about the Knicks title is embarrassing to his franchise? Let's dig a little deeper. All right. Now, into the Nets. Since making the NBA Finals in 2002, 2003, Brooklyn has been unable to return to those heights. The furthest they've gone is in the second round, like I said, in 2014. I believe that 2014 team was with the KGs and all of them. And then in 2021, all right, that was with KD and all those guys, all right? Tsai and general manager Sean Marks took part in an interview with Nets Daily, all right? Now, I'm going to scroll now. The former, who has been the team owner since September 2019, expressed his frustration with the Knicks winning the title. By the way, Joseph Tsai, you're dropping the ball with the Lady Liberty as well. My Lady Liberty won the championship in 2024. Salute to the Liberty. But then you fired the coach that got them to the championship, and now they struggling playing 500 ball or just above 500 ball. Hold on, let's pull it up. Let's see where Joseph Tsai New York Liberty is right now. Let's pull that up really quickly. Let's get a gauge of what Joseph Tsai has done to the New York Liberty. Yeah, they got the championship. Salute to that. You know what I mean? I can't knock them for that. You know, they won the championship. All right, but where are you now? What are you doing for me today, Joseph Tsai? All right, look at my girls, man. They fighting me in 6. This was a team that was number 1, 2 every year. Now they fighting for a 6 seed right now. Right? They're playing better. I got to admit, they 8-2 in their last 10 games. You know, new coach, new system. It takes time. But the ladies, we were doing good. We didn't have to struggle in the second half of the season. What's going on, Joseph Tsai? Must be a lot of pressure over there in Brooklyn, man, being second fiddle to the New York Knicks. All right. Every year, this is what Tsai had to say. Every year, some team is going to win a championship. So it happens that this year, that the team is in the same city. It doesn't make us feel very good. But wait a minute. Hold on. I thought your man Sean Marks said, I'm going to keep going back to this quote, right? He says, no, not at all. I mean, we're not going to be motivated or less motivated by what somebody else is doing. Okay. I think we all control is our path. This is what he said. You could make sense of that quote. That's a direct quote from him. Okay. So I'm going to go back to Tsai. All right. It doesn't make us feel very good. It irritates our fan base. Oh, sad songs. We're sad. Oh, it irritates us. Oh no. Our fan base is sad. Man, I ain't gonna lie. The net fan base standards are so low. They're on Twitter talking about apologies should be given to Powell for having a bad summer league game. This is where Nets lore has sunk into. It's pitiful. Sad. It irritates our fan base and is embarrassing, but in business or in competition, in sports or in anything, you shouldn't let embarrassment factor affect how you perform. We had a plan and we're rebuilding. Thank God they figured that out. Because I didn't know what the hell they were doing when they got Mikal Bridges and they thought they were trying to contend. Dog, you didn't have a prayer chance in hell of making the playoffs again. And this is what I keep telling y'all. On our side, if you trade Big Bodega Cat away, you're not going to get better. This is the result of trading away KD. You're not going to get, once you trade away a player of that caliber, you downgrade. Because the players you're bringing in are not equipped to carry a team, even if it's to the playoffs or to a second seed, a third seed, a fourth seed. Once you lose those players, it's time to rebuild. Simple. So now they're rebuilding. And this is why, once again, you can't blame Sean Marks or some of the other GMs. Because you don't know what twisted, sick plan the owners have. That GM could be doing what the owner's telling them to do. And we're looking at it like trash. We're looking at it like this. But I'm just doing what the boss tells me to do. And I think right now we are on a positive trajectory, so it doesn't change my thinking at all. Man. And I told you about what Sean Marks had to say. But yeah, that's what the Brooklyn Nets had to say about the Knicks, man. I just feel as though I can't get out of my mind what Stephen A was like, oh, the Brooklyn Nets are coming and they're not going to play second fiddle. Who was the first owner? It was a Russian guy. Can't remember his name. Oh, this guy has all this money and he's going to do all these things in Brooklyn and Jay-Z and Rock Nation. And what did they do? They failed. Now Tsai comes along. And what have you done for me lately? I'm praying that my Liberty to keep it going. They weren't looking good earlier in the year, but if they can turn it around now, that'll be great. Getting good momentum heading into the playoffs. But as you enter the show, continue smashing that like button. Please do me a favor and call up 646-995-8389 so you can voice your opinion. And we still cook it with hot grease. So yeah, the Nets owner said that it's embarrassing to our franchise. We're not worried about what the Knicks has to say. We're not worried about the Knicks. Sean Marks, it doesn't motivate us. But you and your fan base are embarrassed. Pick one. Pick one answer. And also subscribe if you're not subscribed. Salute to my man HRM. He says Mikhail Provokhnarov. He was the guy, right? Yeah, they said that guy was supposed to come in here and change things up. Man, I will never forget Stephen A's voice on First Take. They're not coming to play second fiddle. They mean business. They're serious. They got Jay-Z. Salute the Hove, but Hove got off of that. He got off of that bus within 5 years. Hove got out of there. He's like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need this ruining my brand. Sorry. But salute to the live chat, man. Keep the calls coming. 646-995-8389. Also, really quickly, I just want to let you guys know about the 82 Nights, the New York edition. It's available for pre-order, all right? So you can go ahead and hit that link tree to place your orders, right? Just wanted to remind you guys and what it comes with. So it includes the complete 26-27 Knicks basketball schedule, plus all 12 components of the 82 Nights basketball intelligence system. That is game tracking, stat trends, 10-game reviews, players to watch, fan engagement pages, season reflections, and so much more. Pre-orders include free shipping for a limited time, so your journal will be scheduled to arrive right before the season begins. All you have to do to reserve your copy is check out the link tree. The link tree is in the chat and the description of the video. Salute to everybody who already placed their pre-orders. And I look forward to seeing all of you guys inside of the 82 Nights Club. Let me get to these phone lines. We got a couple of people who called up. See if my man Moses is still there. If I miss your call, I am doing callbacks. What's good, Moses?
Mr. Kwan, how are you doing, Mr. Kwan?
I'm doing good, man. I can't complain, man. Hopefully you doing well as well.
Well, blessful to do well.
Let's go.
Question about the McBride thing. Is he still on the team, right?
Of course.
Listen,
He's in the contract.
I don't want to see him go anywhere. I want to see McBride stay, bro.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think we should just ride out with the team how it is. Because let's say next year his contract expires. You think he's gonna leave as a free agent or he's gonna stay?
Yeah. I mean, I think that he will be out depending on the money. I mean, I don't know what his bag will be. You know, I think there's a number for him to stay, but will that be enough for him? You just never know.
Well, we don't know. I don't know.
Oh.
You know,
but I agree, though. I'm leaning towards keeping Deuce.
Yeah, because don't forget, Deuce could play some little bit of defense.
Yeah.
And it should help because Brunson took pay cuts, and Towns, I think, probably might take pay cuts. You know what I'm saying?
But Towns Towns would have to take the pay cut.
Yeah, but if Towns take the pay cut, why is that still not helping them? I'm confused.
It could, but he hasn't yet, so that's why it's a mystery right now.
But they still gonna have apron problems, though. I don't know why.
No, not next year, but the year after for sure. But next year they'll be good. If Towns takes a slow mall discount, they'll be fine. They'll be able to put it together a team and avoid the second apron next year.
Oh,
and I'll show you when I get the call.
They'll still be able to keep Deuce, right?
Technically, there's a world where they keep Deuce, but I don't know what see, that's the mystery is we don't know what is good money for Deuce. Is it $6 million? Is it $8 million? Is it $12 million? Right? These players have agents. We don't know the conversation the agents have it with them, right? Oh, you could get 15 easily. You see? So I mean, we don't got 15 for him.
Well, of course, we don't know what's happening behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that, you know, my question is, how many years does? Sorry, I gotta mention his name. How many years he got on his contract, Dante DiVincenzo?
This is the last year of his contract.
So next year 2027 he's gonna be a free agent, correct?
He's a free agent. Yep.
So listen, like my barber's a Knicks fan. He want to see Dante back. So if Towns take a pay cut, right? Like you said, right?
10
Is that gonna be
seconds.
enough to get Dante DiVincenzo back and keep Deuce
Not
if he wants to
Deuce,
stay?
not Deuce, but that's if Dante wants to take short money. Dante was getting paid 12 million, 10 million a year. In order for him to come to the Knicks, the most he can get is $6 million.
If he's okay with that, then you don't
It's
mind
another
taking
big
him, right?
if. It's another big if.
But I'm asking you, like, if he says he don't care about that, he'll take it. Would you sign him?
That would be up to Leon.
But if he was Leon, but I'm asking you though.
Or if I was Leon,
and he
I'd
said
rather
he
get
willing to
somebody
take it.
taller. I would have to see how the team looks. But you still got Shamit, right? You still got Jose Alvarado.
Oh yeah.
You would have an option on Pacome Dottie, not Pacome. Well, yeah, Pacome, but the other guy, Kolick, right? So I would have to see where we are with those other guards first before I even think about Dante.
Yeah. We'll see, man. We don't know. Leon knows what he's doing, brother. We trust this guy. So
He does trust him, but to answer your question though about Deuce, there is a world where he could stay. I got a video breaking it down. It's definitely possible, but will it happen? I can't guarantee it. Yeah, it's not like Mitchell Robinson. Like, see, Mitchell Robinson was out of here, and I told y'all he was gone. Right? It's not as clear cut as that. Like, this is like it could go either way because we don't know what is a bag.
I don't mind. Listen, I don't say I hate Mitch. I wish he could stay, but hey, listen, I don't think it's gonna hurt us that he leave. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's not gonna hurt us.
None of these guys. Any backup could be replaced. Any backup could be played. I'm not gonna cry over backup players.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing that you never mentioned though. God forbid, Towns' contract expires next year, right?
Right.
So let's say if he doesn't resign, if he doesn't sign, and then if he doesn't sign an extension this month, who would you trade him for?
Nobody. I think you get worse. I think you have to sign him. I think trading Cat will be worse.
If he doesn't sign,
no. Listen, you better pay Cat. Listen, if Cat doesn't want to take a discount, I'm under the firm belief that you got to pay him. That's just me though. Sorry.
But also there's the other side though. If he doesn't resign, the chances are he's gonna resign. Why would he leave?
Right. No, he's gonna resign. The question is, will it be for 35% or less?
I hope it's 35% less.
Well, I mean, we'll see. You know,
We'll
but I'm trying to let you know there's only two players on this team that's irreplaceable. That's Brunson and Towns. You don't trade Towns and get better. I hate to break it to you. No, he's replaceable. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's replaceable. I know I'm gonna piss some of the OGites off. Yeah, but he's replaceable. I can find somebody to play defense and shoot three. No, listen. I can find somebody that plays defense and shoot threes.
Who?
I can find that. That's not hard to find. I can't find the second best center in the league and best center in the East. I'm not gonna find that again. I'm not gonna find the best player in the world in Brunson.
Who are you gonna find to that can give you what OG's giving you?
Man, listen, that's not even a choice that I have to make right now. But there's plenty of GG Jacksons. There's plenty of guys that play defense, dog. Like, playing defense is not an anomaly. Like, he's not the only one, right? If I had to move off of him, I could. I'm telling you right now, you trade Cat, you're done. I'm just letting you know that. If you trade Cat, it's over. You lose an advantage, and the only package that's going to be available is a Trae Young package. You know what the Trae Young package is?
Nah, it's trash, right?
It's CJ McCollum, you know, Corey Kispert, you know. Maybe you might get a first round pick, maybe.
Those guys ain't gonna do nothing. Ain't gonna bring what Cat bringing.
Exactly.
So
thank you, Moses. I
believe Cat is gonna stay, man. I believe he's gonna stay.
No, he's gonna stay. The question is, will the others stay? But I appreciate you, Moses. Big time salute. Yeah. Yeah, I know I might have pitched some OG-ites off. I'm sorry. If you're upset, you could call up. But there's only 2 players that you can't replace on this team. You can't replace Cat. Can't replace Brunson. Can't do it. Sorry. I can get somebody 6'9" that plays defense. It's not hard to find. But I can't find Cat. I'm not gonna find the best shooting big man in NBA history. Who just so could happen he could pass. Who just so happened that he could get buckets. 646-995-8389. Call up. Talking about the Brooklyn Nets. Every time I think about the Brooklyn Nets, I just think this. I'm sorry, is this? Oh my goodness. All of the fake Net fans, not all of them, but a lot of the fake Net fans left Brooklyn to come back home to the Knicks. And those who remain, you're just pitiful. Salute to the Jersey people, though. Salute to my Jersey people, because those are the real Net fans. You the real Net fans. But all of you Brooklyn transplants, I don't believe you. You need more. Stop. But a lot of y'all because I know a lot of y'all. A lot of people who I know that were Net fans, they became Knicks fans once they got the championship. They just needed a championship to come back. You know, it's fake and phony, but it is what it is. But their owner said that it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You want to talk about that? We can. Oh, if you want to talk about the OG conversation, we could. You know, if you think OG is not replaceable, hey, we could talk about that. 646-995-8389. I strongly disagree. I think that you have to give Towns 35%. Yeah. It could be an overpay. It could not be overpay. One thing I don't see happening with Towns, because of the way his game is set up, I don't see him regressing. Like, I don't think the age is going to hit him the way it would hit other players. Because, yes, he does barrel. You know, he goes downhill. You know, he uses some of his, quickness with his foot speed that he has over others. I'm not saying Towns is fast, but he's faster than a lot of the other centers. So he's able to capitalize and take advantage of them. But, the way he plays with, picking and popping, I mean, you could do that until, that'll never get old. Picking and popping, that's this easy work. That's a staple to his game. Picking and rolling. He could, I'm not saying he can't post up, but he could tighten up his post game a little bit. Too much hooking and things of that nature. But, I think he and Brunson, for the duration of whatever these next contracts will be, I don't see them slowing down as talent. Now, will the team continue to win? I don't know. That'll be tough. Matter of fact, since I'm talking about Cat, I might as well jump into this Cat topic as I wait for you guys to call up. Hold on. All right. So Big Bodega Cat. Where the hell am I at? I'm in the wrong folder. All right, so Karl-Anthony Towns, right? I'm talking about him. I think that he's crucial for our repeating chances. We're going to need him to really step his game up. And stepping his game up doesn't necessarily mean he has to get buckets, right? Doesn't mean he has to average 25, because we won championships with him not even averaging 20 in the playoffs. We also won the championship with him averaging 20 during the regular season. All right. So, okay. So, when we're talking about Karl-Anthony Towns, a lot of people question his defense. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get this for you, because everybody was going crazy on Reddit and all over the place sharing this Cat defensive stat. Now, once again, I'm not a big time defensive rating. guy at all. I think defensive rating is overrated. Like if you're just looking at defensive, like if you're looking at defensive rating to say, well, this player has a low defensive rating, that makes him a good defender. I don't think that that's how I would judge or how I would rate somebody's defense. I'm gonna show this Reddit post if I could. Hold on. I'm gonna try to get this on the screen. But this is something that people were sharing today, going crazy, and I'm like, all right. I mean, I'll take it, but it's like for me personally, defensive rating is, you have to also equate the matchup, because, and another thing too, you have to equate the team, because there's been a couple of years where James Harden was top 25 in defensive rating. You and I know that James Harden is fooled. All you got to do is go ask Jalen Brunson what he did to him in that game one comeback. Just go ask Jalen Brunson about James Harden defense. He'll tell you about it. He cooked them. So you can't use defensive rating by itself to say, well, this guy is a good player, because there's a lot of other facets that go into it, right? Because you got your team, right? The lineup you're with. If I'm out there with OG Anunoby, Wemby, right? Evan Mobley. If I'm out there with a squad of dudes who could play defense, my defense is going to be better, right? Same thing with Brunson. Like Brunson had a really good defensive rating, right? Does that mean that Brunson's is a defense? Now all of a sudden he's a defensive stopper? No. Plus Brunson always gets the worst guy on the floor, right? So you have to factor these things in when we're talking about defensive rating, right? That's why when Mikal in his first year, when he had a not so nice defensive rating, everybody was going crazy on him. Come on. What's going on? Hold on, y'all. Trying to get this to show up, because I want y'all to see this image. I'll try to just copy this. All right. Maybe that'll work. I bet. So look. So this is what I was talking about, all right? Not a perfect stat, but our guys in the top 10, 4 of our guys in the top 10 of defensive rating, right? Now you look at this and you be like, yay, man, the Knicks we're the greatest in the world, right? Yeah, fire. All right. Now this is in the playoffs, by the way. Now, like I said, in the postseason, we had the best defensive rating as a team. We were a really great defensive team. We defended as a unit. Okay. All right. Mitchell Robinson's on this list. He's not on this list. Does that mean that Cat is a better defender than Mitchell Robinson? No. Doesn't mean that. All right. Doesn't mean that. But to be fair, Karl Anthony Towns, if you go by his assignments, if you look at these guys, Wemby, right? Josh Hart, Bridges, right? De'Aaron Fox, right? Who are these guys matched up against? If you have a low defensive rating and you're guarding the toughest guys on the opposing team, that's how we know your defense is real. All right? Because not only are you impacting defense in terms of your lineup, your role in the lineup, but you're also going up against good players. Plus, how do you factor in defensive field goal percentage? Are you guarding guys one-on-one, right? What's your ISO rating, right? There's a lot that goes into the defense stuff. You can't just look at this and think that. But the fact that Towns has the best defensive rating in the playoffs, right, of those who played 6 games and 20 minutes, that's fire. It's a fire stat. Now, I'm not sharing that to be like, yeah, man, Cat is the best in the world defensively. Relax. I'm just sharing it to show that there is some prowess defensively that Cat has displayed. He had to guard Embiid. He had to guard Wemby, right? 2 dynamo centers. He had a better defensive field goal percentage against Wemby than Mitchell Robinson did. That's facts. Mitchell Robinson was getting cooked by Wemby. I know a lot of y'all love him, But the truth of the matter is Wemby was cooking him. Sorry. He did have the one good play, but overall, if you're going by defensive field goal percentage and what's actually happened throughout the games, you take your emotions out of it. He was getting cooked. Sorry. I hate to break it to you, but nonetheless, Karl Anthony Towns needs to end this streak that he's had running now for the past 3 years. Let me get this back. Let me go back to the research mode. So, Karl Anthony Towns, all right? The maddening 3-year streak. What is that? Now, we know that we embarrassed the Hawks after game 4, right? Well, after game 3, okay? And Towns played a big role in it, okay? After almost an entire season worth of discord between player and coach regarding Towns' decision-making out of the post, they worked together to solve it in the playoffs. That's Mike Brown and Towns. Now they can run that as an option as we look to repeat as champs once again, all right? Now, here's the problem, and y'all ready for it? Towns led the NBA in offensive fouls for 3 straight seasons. Now, that part, that hurts his defense. That hurts his defense. All right. So when he's fouling and he gets in the foul trouble, he becomes less aggressive. That's what killed him in game 5. In the first quarter, a lot of you guys, conspiracy guys, oh man, they wanted to take Towns out the game. That's cat. Sorry, I hate to break it to you. I'm not here to confirm your bias. Listen, I'm not the super nicked out dude that everything the Knicks do is great. That's just not how I get down. I'm the objective fan. I'm going to give it to you real and raw. The real and raw truth is Towns committed 2 bad fouls. And that's what led him to being out. So when he scored the 2 points, it wasn't like he was out there for a prolonged period of time. He spent a lot of time on the bench due to the foul trouble. And once Towns gets in the foul trouble, he becomes less aggressive, not only on offense, but on defense. And it impacts his defense. And a lot of y'all look at that and say, look, Towns can't play defense, when that's not necessarily true. But the offensive foul, I don't even care about the defensive fouls, but the offensive fouls he has to stop, bro. Right? I had another quote I was going to get into, but it was from last year where Brunson talks about Towns hooking. He's always getting caught with the hooks, bro. And I think part of the reason why he gets caught is because he has shorter guys on him. So, like, when you're doing this to a shorter guy, this comes up closer to the neck and chest area, right? And so when you put this out there like this, or you're hooking like this, right, it looks flagrant, right? It looks bad. It doesn't look right. So he has to stop doing that. If he can capitalize on that, especially the way Mike Brown used him in the playoffs, all right, Knicks are ready to capitalize on Cat, new trick. Old habits die hard. Towns, particularly during the 26 regular season, drew criticism from a local and national broadcast crews for his offensive fouls. He had 7 more than anyone else in the league by Christmas, which combined with some instances of foul trouble to make it a post-game topic, right? Brunson spoke about it, and I don't want to get into that, all right? But hopefully him being in the pinch post, looking to be more like a hub kind of guy, it'll naturally reduce the opportunity for him to hook. All right? So when he's in that playmaking role, passing the ball, looking to dish, he's more efficient. Actually, he's also more efficient when he drives and posts up. When he posts up, he's prone to more turnovers, which is pretty much offensive fouls. When he's driving, yes, he does, run over people. I'm not saying he doesn't do that, but I'm just saying he's more efficient in terms of turnovers. You track turnovers on post-ups and drives. And he drives way more than he posts up. So all we're asking for Big Bodega Cat is to limit the offensive fouls. Defensive fouls, that's cool. You're playing defense. You're gonna foul people. But if we can stop the hooking, like if we could cut that in half, he'll be on the floor. He'll be more available for the guys going forward. But if y'all want to talk about this pay cut, all right, from Cat, I think honestly, the more triggering question now, because I see we got a lot of OGites in the building, do you guys think that OG Anunoby is replaceable? That's the question. That's my new question. Do you think that OG Anunoby is replaceable? 646-995-8389. Yeah, let's have a real conversation tonight. All right. Because my stance is that big bodega cat who just got married. Salute to Cat for getting married as well. Him and his new wife. And I think that's the reason why we hadn't seen a contract. He's busy with wedding plans and it's the off season. See me when I get back from my honeymoon, then we could talk business. I'm a Knick for life. Whether he takes the discount or not, I don't think Towns is entitled to. I don't think that we should pressure him into taking a discount. I don't think that it's his right to take a discount. Like that's the right thing for him to do either. We're going to talk about that. We could talk about that as well. 646-995-8389. If he does decide to give a team discount, then he's a great guy. Then he's doing right by the franchise, but he's not obligated to do that. That's why that's a sacrifice. This brother was getting paid 35% when he wasn't a champion, and now that he's a champion, you want to shortchange him. You better come with it. You better come with a great convincing strategy. All right. By the way, salute to the live chat. Continue smashing that like button as well. 646-995-8389. All right, let's smash that like button and let the YouTube algorithm know that this is the place to be. All right. If you want to laugh at the Brooklyn Nets, you can as well. It's straight comedy with Brooklyn, man. Their owner said that we're very disappointed. Oh, hold on, let me get the exact words. I don't want to put words in his mouth. He said that it's embarrassing that the Knicks won the championship. Oh no, what are we gonna do? Man, the Knicks won the championship. Then your boy Sean Marks over there talking about, oh man, there's no motivation. We're motivated ourselves. No, Sean Marks, you're embarrassed. All right? Stop counting what your boss said. Your boss said it. It is what it is. Stood to my man JM3 in the building. I see you. No more Captain Hook Cat. That's a fact. We need to put an end to that. But I'm hoping him in the pinch post or him facing up looking for the pass would automatically curve that. By the way, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Do appreciate it. We're on the road to 10K subs. I'm here every single day. And man, we're in for an action-packed season. It is going to be legendary. Uh-oh. Wait, what's this in the chat? Oh man, yo, yeah, you guys. My man said, I hope Cat got a prenup. Oh no. Let's not even put that energy out there. Yeah, the Nets, who said, damn, who was that? Somebody said the Nets need to get moved to like Seattle. Yo. Somebody was like how the Brooklyn Nets need to get changed. They need to change cities, dog. Somebody said that. It might have been a show I was listening to. It's probably not nobody famous, but somebody was like how, yo, man, we need to send the Nets to Seattle, somewhere far away from New York City. They serve no purpose here. No purpose. And then Stephen A. Smith, oh, man, they're not coming to be second fiddle to the Knicks. They got a new owner. This guy's a billionaire from Russia. Didn't even last 5 years. Hove got out of there, said, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Nets definitely need to get up out of here. Salute to Cleo. Don't call me Cleo. Call me Champ. What's up? Hopefully your son, he's in his right state of mind since our last conversation. If you ever need me to set him straight, I will. I do this every day. I talk to Knick haters every single day. Knicks will be champs. Hey, yo, I agree with that too. Brunson is an underrated defender. That's facts. Because hold on, you see, here's another fallacy. Guys who block shots, they're good defenders. It's like this correlation. Like if you block shots, that means you're a good defender. I want to say that when it comes to defense, shot blocking is probably the weakest stat. Not intimidation, not protecting the paint. I'm talking about you getting a block versus not getting the block. I think that that's the weakest stat because one thing that Brunson does, and he says this, it was a joke, but I think it's real. I'm a below the rim defender. So what that means is when you're coming in flying in the air, I'm going to swoop in for a charge. I'm going to position myself to draw a charge. A charge is way better than a block because a charge turns into a turnover, like a steal. A steal is way better than a block because a steal becomes a turnover. Right? We're changing possessions. Right? Most blocks go out of bounds. Right? Or back to the other team. So, Jalen Brunson, they look at him like he doesn't play defense, but drawing charges, that's a major weapon in terms of defense. Nah, no, he's Knicks will be champs. I know Reborn. Nope, but I salute to the Reborn in Christ. That's his name. I respect that. But he always would be Knicks will be champs to me. I wouldn't even change the name. I would have just kept the name the same. And then tell everybody, yep, I had this name before the season started. Salute to my man H-Ron the Great. Continue smashing the like button. Yeah, Cat did get better with the hooking, but it's just been 3 years, man. It's bad habits. Like when you play basketball, it's based on your habits, man. It's like Mitchell Robinson. He could shoot 1,000,000 threes over the summer. But when you get in a real game, you're always going to go back to your habits. That's just how that works. Unless you're working with the coaching staff. This is why I like the individual workouts. I mean, every pro looks good in an individual workout, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a pro, you're supposed to master your individual drills. That doesn't mean that you're going to come out there and light it up. Everybody looks good in the gym over the summer. Every player. The worst player you think. Pacome Dadier. Go watch Pacome Dadier's workout. I guarantee you you'll be impressed. 100%. 100%. And a lot of you guys don't even believe in Pacome. You won't even give him the time of day. Hey, yo, BKNY, call up. That's Cat. That's Cat. Cat would do better at the 4. What evidence do you have of that? When has Cat been better at the 4? Can you please share with me that information on that? When Cat was better at the 4? His best year in his career was at the 5. That you could argue the best year in his career was that year with Coach Tibbs. If you really want to be, if you're just based it on individual production. So yeah, I disagree with that. That Cat would be better at the 4. And Cat closing out on 3-point shooters. First off, name a 4 that isn't a 3-point shooter. Every single 4 is like a 3-point shooter. So you got to be able to get out there on the 3-point line, and then you got to spread. You got to be wary of the floor being spread, and you got to rotate on shooters on the perimeter. That's what being a power forward today. All that Charles Oakley stuff is out of here. They don't play basketball that way. You can't be a 7-foot power forward that is not fleet of foot on the perimeter defensively because you're going to get cooked. No, he fouls because he's hooking on offense. The offensive fouls are the problem. That's the problem. He leads the league in offensive fouls. He needs to cut that back. Playing at the power forward is not going to help with that. Because even when he's at the 5, he's guarded by smaller guys. Right? Like when we played against Cleveland in the playoffs, they had Mobley and Allen. And Mobley got the assignment. Mobley is the smaller guy. So he's always Scotty Barnes. When we played against the Raptors, Scotty Barnes guarded Towns, right? I mean, we've seen it all the time. No matter what position he's at, he's being guarded by smaller guys. The problem is he gotta watch the hooking. He has to watch it. You know? Maybe post up from lower on the block. I don't know. But they got to work on that. J-Tap, call up J-Tap. He's an awful defender. Like, are you serious, J-Tap? You got to be trolling. Cat is an awful defender. Okay. If Cat is an awful defender, then how is our paint defense the best? Don't give me no Mitchell Robinson, because he didn't play. So you tell me how our paint defense is that great with a guy who's terrible on defense. No, he needs to play with a forward, a real power forward that can guard the perimeter. He doesn't need to play with another big guy who can only be inside. Cat can be on the inside. But if you put Cat with a guy who can guard the perimeter like a Jaren Jackson, right? I think him and Jaren Jackson would be perfect. That would be an excellent tandem. Jackson and Towns, good luck. That's what we would need. But it would have to be somebody who can guard the perimeter. Cat on the perimeter is a no-go defensively. Call up J-Tap. You have eyes, okay. What is your eyes telling you? Because we had the number 7 defense in the regular season. We had the number 1 defense in the playoffs. That's with Cat at the 5. We didn't have another 5 playing 30-plus minutes. That was Towns. He was anchoring the defense. What about Cat's defensive field goal percentage? I mean, what qualities are you looking at? Are you just using your eyes because you're biased? I don't trust your eye test, J-Tap. Sorry, I don't believe it. I don't believe you. You need more people. That's Cap, J-Tap. We had Wingstop the year before that with the defensive coach. And what happened to our paint defense? It was one of the worst. That's Cap. Wingstop, we had that. The defense wasn't good. What happened in 2025 with Coach Tibbs, J-Tap? When everybody was getting to the basket and living with Wingstop there. Explain that to me. We had the 14th ranked defense? Trash. J-Tap, call up. That's not because so Cat has nothing to do with protecting the paint, really. That's insane, bro. Gotta stop the hate, man. It's not good, man. It's not, the hate is not good. So look, hold on, I'm gonna go to research mode. See, this is what I do. While fans get emotional and just want to rant, I go to research mode and I pull up stats and facts to back what I'm saying. I don't just get on the mic. Oh man, I don't like Josh Hart. Anyway, I digress. Hold on. Let's pull up some of these stats, right? Since Cat is trash defensively, right? He doesn't do nothing defensively. He's the worst. Man. Cat defensively is trash. This is according to J-Tap, not me. All right, hold on. Let's pull up the paint defense. So we know that in the playoffs, Mitchell Robinson played 13 minutes a game. How is it that we top 4 in paint defense? How is that? How are we number 1 in opponent's second chance points? How is that? Because Mitch ain't a defensive rebounder, right? Mitch is an offensive rebounder. So how are we keeping the other team from capitalizing on the glass? How are we doing that? That's in spite of Cat? That's OG Anunoby. Oh, I got it. Yeah, OG Anunoby's the one by himself doing that. Okay. I got you, J-Tap. I'm on NBA.com. This is not Karan's website. I'm on NBA.com. New York Knicks, #1 in opponents' second chance points. That means that we keeping teams off the glass and preventing them from getting second chance opportunities, right? We were 4th in paint defense, 41 points per game. It's the same thing in the regular season. What are we talking about? You don't trust my numbers, or my numbers verified. I'm on NBA.com. I didn't make these numbers up. So what are you talking about? Oh, I get it. So NBA.com made the numbers up. Okay, I got you. That makes sense. Anyway, 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion. All right, we having a conversation. Let's try to be more level-headed. That's why we have level-headed Knicks talk, man. Let's see. I have eyes. He's not a good. Okay, Cleo, you also agree that who's not a good defender? Cat? Because I see people talking about Brunson. I wouldn't say Brunson's a good defender. I just would say Brunson's defense is, he has his moments. He's just not a good on-the-ball defender. Defense has multiple aspects, right? So you have on-the-ball defense. You have help defense. Like Wemby and Gobert, they're help defenders, right? They on that back line. That's why when they was running that zone and they kept Wemby by the basket, right there in between the corner and the paint, that zone they were running is very tough to score against that, because Wemby can guard the paint and get back to his guy, right? He's guarding an area on the floor. Gobert and Wemby are not one-on-one defenders. Like, if you put Rudy Gobert on Wemby will cook him. You feel what I'm saying? He ain't stopping nobody one-on-one. Same thing with Wemby. If you put Wemby on Jokic is going to give him the business. Trust me, I've seen it. They're help defenders. It's different aspects to defense. Defense is not one thing, just like offense is not one thing, right? You got players who can't shoot, but they still get buckets, right? You got bona fide scorers. Then you got shooters. It's different aspects to defense. What's good, Blue?
Oh, first call, yo. What the deal?
No, you the second, but it's been a
Oh,
minute.
okay. All
But we
right.
good,
Yeah.
though. I'm glad to have you call up. Are you
Yeah.
here to talk about OG Anunoby?
I'm here
What's
to
up?
talk about everything. So
Or Cat?
yeah, cat, yo. Let's go down this road. Yo, I'm about to give the business tonight, yo. I don't care
Let's
what
go.
nobody gotta say. Listen, yes, he 100% contributed to the Knicks playoff and championship run. Put that aside, right? Now, yes, in terms of whether or not he was the key to that, no, he was good at floor spacing and he was good at rebounding. That was his main contribution to that, in terms of, yes, being the hub on how they ultimately won the championship, right? But in terms of whether or not this guy deserves the 35%, no, he does not. Now you asked who's better. This is why I claimed that he is the second and a half best player. We're going down this road again, right? Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because both him and OG are like, you need both of them. So one wouldn't be able to do one without the other. So this is why they both simultaneously need to be on the team at the same time. They both contribute to what the team needs at the same time. Now, we all know who is the primary in that regard. So this is why I'm deeming him the second and a half best player on the team, because you need both of them to do what they do best. You need Towns to spread the floor. You need OG to be the defensive anchor and the I don't want to call. We all know Jalen is the closer, but you need that Robin, so to speak, in that regard, to do what we seen done in the playoffs. Towns did not. He did not show to be the Robin during that finals run. Unfortunately,
I strongly disagree.
why? What
Because
what
OG,
what is it that I'm saying that it's wrong?
Because OG doesn't get no buckets without Cat.
That we can't say
He
that
doesn't
because
get no.
that,
Oh yes, I can say that because 70% of OG's baskets come from assists, meaning that he's giving the ball.
that's
Somebody's
fine.
passing him the ball to score. OG's
that's
not out there getting it by himself, getting 20 by himself. He's not doing that.
What I'm saying is that yes, his baskets are assisted on, but he's not required to put it on the floor and do the extra stuff that we're saying that he's not doing. That's why I'm saying that, you know, Towns is required to get it up off the rim, and he's required to spread the floor. He's not required to play the stalwart defense that we see OG playing. That's why you need the both of them.
I think
That's
that's
what
Cap.
I'm saying.
Now I'm gonna piss the OG. And now I'm gonna piss the OG ice off. Mikal Bridges had harder assignments than OG Anunoby. Let's go there now. Now we got to go there.
Okay.
Now we got to go there. Because
who's the better defender then?
Hold on.
Who's the better defender?
Nope. In the finals, who did OG Anunoby guard? I'll wait. Who was his assignment?
Yo, he guarded everybody. What do you mean?
He guarded everybody. Okay.
I mean, did
you
he
sure
not?
about that?
I'm just saying.
Okay. Who was the guy that OG was with? Nope. Who was
I'm
the
not
guy
an
that
OG
OG
guy.
was
Let's just put that out there.
No, I'm gonna piss them off. They in the chat. No,
Okay.
I'm pissing them off too. Remember, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I send out a scud missile, it's for everybody. But I just want to say this. Every round, Mikal had the toughest assignments. That's a fact. He didn't have a round off where he was guarding Okongwu. Mikal didn't have an assignment like that. That was OG's assignment in the first round, by the way.
So why is the entire team saying that he is the best defender on the team? It's not me saying this is what his own teammates are saying that.
I'm not saying that. That's not the point. The point that I'm saying is I think everybody's a key to the championship.
He got the hard hat and the Timbs the most during the season.
That's the season, but I'm talking about the playoffs.
But I'm just saying, even still, like I mean, I'm not relegating
during the season.
Mikal.
No. During the season, OG guarded the tougher big guy wings, and Mikal guarded the tough guards. Sometimes they would interchange. You would see OG sometimes guard Cade, right? But for the most part, OG was guarding the Jalen Johnsons and the people like that during the season, right? And Mikal would guard the Donovan Mitchells and things. But in the playoffs, yeah, it was different. It was definitely different, right?
I mean,
there was times where
Mikal
OG
definitely
was
stepped
around.
Both Mikal and Towns stepped up their game in the playoffs. I mean, they had to in order for them to win the championship. That's without saying.
But everybody was a key.
Yes.
Hold on. Everybody was
saying
the
the
key.
same thing, basically.
They were the key, and Towns is number 2. So I hate to break it to you. Towns is number 2.
I don't know, man. Yo,
okay.
This is what I'm saying.
If Towns is not getting double, if Towns is not getting the focus that he's getting, OG gets no buckets.
Wait a minute. Towns is getting doubled like that?
He was. He was giving them the best. Did you forget what he did to the Hawks?
He was doing this. Yo, he was doing this thing. But yo, we also gotta understand. OG was busting. He was busting tail too. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They was giving him the ball, and he would get easy buckets. He was getting corner threes and dunks. I mean, I'm just saying they made his life easier. That's fine. There's no slight to OG, but y'all making it more. Y'all trying to diminish Towns and build up OG.
I'm not just saying. Yo, like, hold up. We brought up his tendencies, right? In terms of whether or not this dude can stay on the floor long enough to actually impact the game, right? With his boneheaded fouls and just his, his absent-mindedness, right? But on top of that, whether or not he can stay on the floor is what else is he contributing to the team?
Everything.
rebounding,
Everything.
and spreading the floor. Is
And
he?
no,
He's
and
he's not.
making plays. He was
He
the
averaged
hub.
like a half. He averaged like he's not the rim protector. He's not giving you like
Oh, because
this
he doesn't get
stalwart
blocks.
defense. It's not just the blocks though. Is
Oh.
he? What? I don't know if he's
I
bringing
mean,
this.
I
This
take, like
he
I
he.
said, we
Yeah,
gave up 41 points in the paint with Towns down there. That's the fourth best in the playoffs. We've been doing that all year with Cat there. I don't want
that's
to hear
both
nothing
him
about
and
Mitch. He
OG.
played.
I believe that's him and OG.
It's the
I'm
team.
not.
But what I'm
I
saying
understand.
is,
Yeah.
Towns is in the paint. That's where he's at defensively. He's guarding the paint. He's helping on pick and roll. He's dealing with the
Yes.
switches. When Castle was getting downhill, who was shutting him down? That was Towns. When they would run the pick and roll and they switch on Towns, Towns was shutting Castle down. He couldn't get nothing rolling. Castle didn't even have a good game.
Oh man.
How we forget? I could go into the defensive field goal percent. I don't want to do that because I think they all are important. But I'm not
I
going to
think
just allow.
that's what I think.
people to-
That's what
Yeah.
I think. That's exactly what I think.
Yeah, I'm not going to give
I
the
don't think.
OGites a pass tonight. I'm
Yeah,
coming
I
for
don't.
y'all heads tonight now.
Hold up. I don't think that Towns is the preeminent favorite. I think it goes OG, Bridges, Hart, Towns in terms of defensive impact on the game. You know what I mean? And I'm not
I
saying
disagree.
that Towns. I'm not saying that
I
Towns.
disagree strongly.
Hold on. I'm just saying that during the playoffs, they and Towns, everybody, but Towns and McHale, those two most stepped up their game in terms of them winning the championship. Those two 100% stepped it up. But I
So
do think
is
that
rebounding a part of defense or no?
absolutely,
Am I tripping?
absolutely,
Okay.
no, absolutely.
So Towns is the best defensive rebounder. He's keeping
No,
guys
yeah,
off
no
the
doubt.
glass.
Absolutely.
And that's a part of defense. So to say that he
Absolutely.
doesn't impact defense,
I'm not saying he didn't impact it. I'm just saying that
remember, I'm not just talking to you. Talking to the guys in the chat.
I'm saying what I'm saying to everybody is that during the season we can't just discount what we seen in the regular season, because what we seen in the regular season was a lot of boneheaded plays from that dude. You know what I mean? And this is why that's why you brought up the inconsistencies and the fouls that we seen from him. So now that we're looking forward, and we're just looking at the playoffs now, and that's only 16. How many games we played? 19. That's only 19 games, and those are 19 of the most important games. But what I'm saying is that what we seen during the 82 games, that wasn't that guy we seen in the playoffs. Now, during this upcoming season, are we gonna see that defensive improvement that we seen during those 19 games during this regular
if I can
season?
give a slight pushback, I disagree, because in the regular season, the numbers are the same. We gave away the same points in the paint.
No, I'm talking from him.
Second chance
From him,
points.
what we seen
He was
from
a part of
him.
that. He was a part.
No, I
That's what
know
I'm
he
trying
was
to
a
say.
part of it, but from what we seen, the step up is what we're talking about. We definitely seen a step up from McHale and Towns in the playoffs, right? Are we going to see that during the 82 games during this upcoming season is my question.
Man, I think the sky's the limit. But thank you, Blue Man.
Yeah,
I appreciate
my
you,
brother.
man.
You already
thank you
know
for
I'll
helping me
call
set
back,
it off
bro.
on the
No
OGites.
problem. Yeah, you know.
That's what I'm trying to do. I ain't gonna lie. They my target tonight. Hey, thank you.
All right,
All
bro.
right, no doubt.
I won.
Hey, yo, salute to the OGites. I'm sorry. I'm coming for y'all heads tonight, man. I'm coming for the OGites head. I don't like that y'all trying to diminish Towns to boost up OG. First off, the order is Russ is number 1, Towns is number 2. Like, there is no that 2.5. Yeah, we're gonna shut that down. Right? We're gonna shut it down. It's not, no. It's 1, 2. I'm telling you right now, if you lose Big Bodega Cat, your championship run is over. You could give me all the wing stop defense you want. Because we had the wing stop defense in 2024. Oh, but we had injuries. Okay. That's the excuse you want to. So what happened in 2025? We had the wing stop defense then too. So you could give me all the wing stop you want. If you lose Cat, it's over. So we are at the mercy of, do the brother want to look out? He don't have to look out though. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I think he's going to look out. And it'll be great for the Knicks if he did look out. But the thought that he has to look out or he's not worth the 35%, listen, your worth what somebody is willing to pay you. By the way, and this is something that I keep trying to say because there was this silly narrative that people are taking less money to stay with their teams. That was the biggest load of cap. All the big contracts we've seen this year are people signing with their own teams and you don't leave your team to get more money. That's a fallacy. All right. So yes, whether Cat gets 35% on the market, he more than likely won't because usually you get the most money with the team you was with. That's why star players are traded. You won't see many stars go in free agency like back in the days. Back in the day, you would see a Shaq go into free agency. You feel me? 646-995-8389. What's good?
Uncle Mo. What's up? Man, I was calling just to say thank you. It's Uncle Mo. Just to say thank you, man.
Big time salute.
Everybody act like OG is infallible, man.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And you know what I mean? I'm going to keep it real. My barber told me I got to lay off for OG because we all talking about how Cat need to take a discount, but we forgetting that OG asked for more money when we traded for Mikal. He upped his price because he felt like that was his replacement. So remember,
I'm gonna keep it real. Let's keep it real. OG wanted that back since Toronto days.
Exactly.
He ain't sacrificing nothing. Look, he ain't sacrificing nothing. There's no pressure on OG to sacrifice, but now Towns got to sacrifice. Go ahead, my brother. I just want to back you up.
And Towns, he proved, whether we like it or not, he worth the money. Look, one thing I could say that's excellent, bro. I bought stocks in the Madison Square Garden years ago, and that joint actually went down, and from 231 to 183. We at 400 and some change right now.
Oh, you up?
They got the money. You get what I'm saying? And when it comes in October, I'm telling all of y'all, if you got it, throw it in. Like, I'm investing for my kids when October comes.
Smart man.
I'm dropping everything I can that I can afford to lose just in case, because you know stock market's like a gambling, you know? But we know the Knicks is going to be around. I'm telling
but if
you
staying long term, it's only going up.
Yeah, I'm only thinking long term. Like, I ain't even, like I said, I'm doing it to put for the kids.
Short term is going up and down, but long term.
Yeah. The key to it, you know, you only lose once you sell, you know? Or you only gain once you sell. But OG ain't take no discount and everybody being mum's the word. But we expecting Cat to take a discount. And Dolan, I'm pretty sure in this last, like, we barely can afford to go see our team who we suffered with for the last our whole lives for most of it, because we ain't 50. Most of us ain't 53 years old and stuff. But still, we can't even go see the Rams because the nosebleeds is $2,500. So if Cat, he earned it. He earned it. He redeemed himself. He earned it. Like, can he get better? Yes, and that's why I feel we can repeat, because when we won, we didn't play perfect. We won that with Cat. Where he had 5 points. That's not. He was, you know. He was in single digits. Come on, man. We unlock him, we good, you know?
It's a wrap.
Like he deserved it. Like, we gotta say, all of them deserve it. We're gonna keep it real. They done made over $1 billion probably in this playoff
100%.
run. Pay them their money, man. What they need to be fighting is to change the way that CBA is written. But
that's coming.
Pay these people their money, man, because we ain't taking no damn discounts at our jobs. Why we telling them to take one? They gave us the championship.
That's the bar of the day right there. None of us ain't taking no sacrifices at our job. That is a fact, bro.
I appreciate it. I was just calling to say thank you, because like I said, I appreciate OG, but I ain't the biggest OG fan, you know?
Yeah, no, I love OG, but he got to get this work too. Everybody gets to work.
And I feel like all of them get your money. Get your money.
Get your money, young fella. I keep talking about that. Thank you, man.
All right, later, bro.
Salute. Like, it go back to that story that I talked about on NBA Saturday. By the way, to all the people that want NBA Saturday to stay, there's Maxine. So If y'all want NBA Saturday, stay. But we had a good NBA Saturday, right? And I shared the story about Brandon Clarkson. Is that his name, Brandon Clarkson? I'm sorry if I missed the first name. Anyway, he passed away to a drug overdose, unfortunately. God bless him and his family, right? Now, the Memphis Grizzlies don't have the legal obligation to pay that man's estate the 12-point-something million, right? So I brought that story up to show the value in getting your money, because you just never know when you're in that type of predicament. When you're in that type of predicament. So all of this sacrifice talk, it sounds hot. It really does. But I don't find comfort in telling what another person's worth. I let the market dictate that, right? That's usually the old school trick in the NBA anyway. Let them go to the market. Let's see what the market has to say about their value, right? But at the end of the day, Karl Anthony Towns is within his right to say, yo, pay me my money, bro. And no, I don't see Leon saying, all right, well, shoot, we're going to trade him. Bro, you cannot replace Towns. Y'all may not like him. You may like other players over him because you think it's a comparison to that other player. I'm talking about Bodega Cat. Y'all can talk about OG if you want to. I'm talking about Cat. He and Brunson are the two guys you can't move. Can't move them. Unless I'm getting Jokic, it don't make no sense. 646-995-8389. Unfortunately, the brother who passed away, his family won't get that 12.6 million. But what happened to Grizzly Power and all of this loyalty talk? It's a business, dog. It's a business. The only loyalty comes from us fans, and we love the team. But players come and go. This is why I'm not a player fan. They come and go, man. And that's the game, though. Don't be mad at the players. Be mad at the game. That's how that works. You understand what I'm saying? And we cannot afford. Salute to my girl Angie in the chat. We cannot afford to lose Cat. Like she says, we go back to tier 2. Because what do I keep saying? Every time I tell you, yo, we going to dust the team off. The reason why I say that is because of Cat and Brunson. I always start there. They don't have nobody who can guard Cat and nobody who can guard Brunson. We're going to run that guard-to-guard pick and roll. We're going to take their weak link like James Harden. The same thing we did to James Harden in game 1 against Cleveland, right? When we exposed them, this great defense that Kenny Atkinson, his analytics, he said that, James Harden was one of the best defenders. I was like, all right, cool. Bring that into the series. And what happened? It's all about exposing the weak links. If you move Cat, you lose that advantage. Because on offense, OG Anunoby, unfortunately, does not give us that advantage. And a lot of you guys, oh, well, OG scored 20, but are you watching the game? It's not a Kawhi Leonard 20. It's a within the system, open threes, layups, dunks. That's how he's getting his points. He's not getting his points from him creating offense for himself. This is why I got a video talking about OG Anunoby on the channel. I said, yo, if OG wants to take that next step, he has to create more offense for himself. Because if OG can create offense for himself, it'll make the Knicks offense even more dynamic. Because now, how do you stop us? All right, Brunson gives up the ball. It goes to Cat. Cat gives it to OG. Now OG can create in the mid-range. Could you imagine that? Man. By the way, salute to Zach. I appreciate that, Zach. He said the money's due life insurance. No, but I'm talking about the 12.5 though. I'm talking, yeah, they got, of course, everybody got life insurance, but that money from the Grizzlies is not going to him. But yeah, the life, of course, I'm pretty sure he has life insurance. 100%. Whatever life insurance, whatever money he has in his estate, his family will get access to that. But we're talking about the $12.5 million that the Grizzlies owe him due to the contract. They're not legally obligated because it doesn't have a death something to it. It's a clause. The contract doesn't have that clause, Zach. But yeah, life insurance, of course, that's different. I'm talking about that money from the franchise. It's like endorsement money. Oh yeah, I could get endorsement. No, but we're talking about the money that you owe me because I'm paid by the NBA to do a job, right? All right. So yeah. Hey, Brahim, call up. You said Cap OG was creating for himself in the finals. That's Cap. It's Cap. It's Cap. The majority of his buckets, don't give me the one play. I'm talking about the majority of his offense came off of the backs of Brunson and Towns. I don't know how you debate that. The majority of his offense comes off assists. That's just how it works. OG Anunoby doesn't have no play calls. Now, that could be something Mike Brown does this season. You know, I'm not saying OG can't take the next step. All I'm saying is that OG is not above Towns in terms of replaceability. So if you wanna, you know, continue believing that, that's on you. I'm not here to confirm your bias. You know, but all of this OG was getting buckets himself. Just look at the highlights. Yo, all you got to do is just look at all of OG's highlights. It's all open threes, catch and shoot threes, dunks, back door. That's the majority of OG's offense. He wasn't consistently in the mid-range, off the dribble, step backs, hezzies. He wasn't doing that. Hey, yo, Nick P, I agree with you. All these guys like each other. We have many different ways to win. That's fact. That's facts. They all in it together. That's why when we try to make, you know, this one guy ahead of this guy, we got to stop, bro. Like, we got to stop. Right? Those players know who they are. Hey, salute Coach Malpica. I do appreciate you, man. No doubt, man. No doubt, man. I see you busy working, man. Continue your grind, man. I know, yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. People just they just want to underestimate Cat, man. I don't like it, man. You know? And every Knicks player besides OG Anunoby has a faction of fans that don't like him or fans that discredit them. Cat, we seen it with Cat. We see it with Josh Hart. Where's J-Tap at? He's the captain of the Josh Hart disparaging club. We got Mikal Bridges, of course. I had to be his attorney, for Christ's sakes, because people was getting on his head. And then the hate that Brunson gets from Knicks fans is just crazy. I don't understand it. I don't understand the hate that Brunson get. But OG's a saint. You can't say nothing about him. But every other Knick, you can get on him. You can say whatever you want. But OG, you can't say nothing. But the pecking order is Brunson, then Cat. Those two guys, the offense runs through them. It's not a debate. Mike Brown said it himself. Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, they don't have plays called for them. There's no OG Anunoby set. We don't have a play set where we, hey, OG, cook in the mid-range. Let's go. Let me see your hezzy work, your mid-range bag. We don't see OG Anunoby on the mid-range looking like Jalen Brunson. That doesn't happen. It's not his game. I would love for it to be his game. Hey, yo, coach, facts, man. Coach is cooking in the chat. I agree with everything Coach just said. Oh. But yeah, but it clearly, I mean, it runs through Brunson. Runs through Brunson and Cat. Right? We have a dual star system, especially in the playoffs. Right? Even though it's still like Brunson does a lot. You know, he does a lot. He dribbles a lot, whatever. But when it came to front court touches, who led the team in front court touches. See, these are the stats you need to pay attention to. Karl-Anthony Towns led the team in front court touches. What's good, Tugboat?
What's up, man?
Not much, man. I'm just trying to piss off the OGIs tonight.
Yeah, man. Enough's enough, but relax.
Oh, wait, hold on. Are you an OGI?
I'm old Googling, bro. I keep trying to tell you that I'm no OGI, man. I'm old Googling, man.
Okay. But you rock with everybody, though.
I rock with everybody. But
So
that's what I'm saying. You saying don't put Towns down to bring up OG, but now you putting down OG to bring up Towns. What we doing?
No, I never did that. I said that OG Anunoby's production comes off the back of Brunson and Cat. That's a fact. You can't debate that.
Can't debate that. But you also said OG ain't shooting up the mid range and da 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 da. Cat ain't doing that. Cat ain't doing that.
No, but here's what Cat is doing. Cat gets opportunities and touches in the front court. We know he passes a lot as well, right? He's not aggressively scoring, right? He's the hub. He's looking to move the ball, but he's still an option in the front court. Whether he shoots it or not, that's irrelevant to what I'm saying. But to create offense, clearly it's done by Cat and Brunson.
What do you mean Cat's creating offense?
Well, meaning that he's the one initiating through dribble handoffs. We've seen the hub style pinch post where he's looking for passing off the flex option. Where you remember those plays where Brunson was setting them off the ball screens, OG comes off and gets a dunk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what you would call running the offense. That's a front court touch.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So that's how the system is ran. OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges do not have plays called for them, nor do Josh Hart. None of these guys have plays called. It's all how they get their buckets is all through the read and react, hitting them corners fast, spreading the floor out, and finding their moments through the flow of the game.
So wait, who on the Knicks has plays calls for him?
Cat and Brunson. Cat and Brunson, they have plays called for them. That's why they take the majority of the shots and get the majority of the touches.
Nah, bro.
I mean, if you want to argue with the numbers in the system, you can. I'm just telling you how the system
why did Cat only have 2 points?
Because he was in foul trouble. And when he gets in foul trouble, it compromises not only his defense, but also his offense.
How often is Cat in foul trouble?
Man. Well, he did better. To be fair, he did better mostly in the playoffs and towards the end of the season. But he was already leading the league in fouls. I mean, I can't remember the gap, but if you look at his offensive fouls, the gap is huge between him and the second place guy. So he's very aggressive. And he needs to stop.
But I don't want to put neither, because I agree that, Cat's number 2. When without Cat, we don't win anything. I agree with you on that 1,000%.
100%.
But I ain't going to act like Cat's creating his own offense, man. He does the same Statue of Liberty at the top, pass, or just straight drive and maybe hook somebody on the way. That's what he does.
Hold on. You said drive, right? When you drive the ball, it's no longer an assist.
Right.
That's you creating an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So that means he creates offense. Because he drives the ball, the last time I checked, it was 7 or 8 times a game he's driving the ball. So those are opportunities for him to shoot.
Well, if that's the case, then Josh Hart creates more offense than Cat does.
I don't know. I never really looked into how many times Hart drives the ball.
I'm just saying, if that's the case,
but Hart does
that's what we're
create
going
offense in transition, because Hart was averaging 5 assists a game, right?
Right.
So yeah, he's a creator on the floor, but he's not doing what Cat's doing. He don't have the same touches that Cat gets, right? And he doesn't have the same responsibility. Most of the time when Hart creates is in transition, is off the rebound.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then he gets the green light to go coast to coast. And he gets a lot of rebounds, right?
Yeah,
he's getting 7, 8 rebounds. So it's a lot of opportunities to do things in the open floor.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know?
Man. I don't know. I don't know. So I mean, but what is it that you're trying to do to OG though? Like, what are you saying though? I'm kind of lost.
What I'm trying to say is I'm trying to put him in this proper play. He's the third option on the team, if that is the case. There's no such thing as a third option technically, but he scores the third most amount of points, right? Mm-hmm. So he makes opportunities for him, especially in the playoffs, right? He really capitalized on getting in opportunities to get shot. And honestly, they were looking for OG because he was just shooting really well, you know? Like, he couldn't miss. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he was on point.
He was on point. So if I'm Josh Hart and I'm in transition, OG's in the corner, poof. That's my number one target right there. You feel me? And he running with you, you know? But that's the system. That's what Mike Brown wants. He wants you to get out fast. He wants you to hit the corners fast. So they trying to, you know. That's how you get your opportunities.
What's the situation with his contract?
Who's Hart?
Cat.
Well, he just got married, and I think honestly that's part of the delay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think you know you want to spend time with your wife. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Because listen, come on, dog. We know Leon can't trade Cat. We know that.
I'm with you on that. Like when you say like who do we replace Cat with, there is really no answer. I mean, outside of Jokic, that's the only answer you really have.
It's the only answer, bro. Everything else is a downgrade.
But you're wilding with the GG by comparing OG to GG. That's where I was a little triggered. I was like, I'm just sit back and listen and see where we go. You were like, we could get GG. I was like, yo, GG ain't no OG, bro.
No. But here's the thing. Here's what I mean, right? If I can get somebody who can who can stretch the floor and play defense, it may not be the same player. Mm-hmm. But if I can get somebody who could defend on an all-NBA team level or has that potential and somebody who could shoot threes, I'm good. Because OG, like I said, he's a passive guy in the offense, right? Meaning that he's not the aggressor. He's not hezzies, mid-range hezzies, step backs. That's not his game.
He just looking at you in your eye and shooting.
Right.
No matter who you are, he just looks you in the eye. No matter who you are.
So, and I'm not saying this to downplay OG either. I'm saying this to clarify the difference in roles, right? Mm-hmm. Because honestly, Mikal to me has more of an offensive bag than OG. And look at the opportunities Mikal get.
I would definitely say Mikal has a better offensive bag than OG, but OG is a better executioner than Mikal. And it's funny how that works.
You know what it is too? OG's taking it to the basket. He's drawing fouls, right? That's something Mikal never does, right? So if you don't draw fouls,
and fading away is something OG never does.
Right.
I've never seen OG fade away.
Bingo. And fading away from 2 feet out. You fade away. No, dog.
10 feet out. I've never seen OG shoot a fadeaway in my life. I've seen a step back. I've never seen a fadeaway.
Bro. Listen, when OG driving it, to the Baja.
All the way.
I'm not stopping to turn around. Why? No. That's one thing I like about OG, though. He is either he getting that open three or he going to the basket, and he going to dunk it, too. He ain't going to lay it up.
Nah.
That's a fact.
He's aggressive.
He's aggressive. And see, that's another good positive word you just said. OG's aggressive in the read and react. He's more aggressive than Mikal.
And the contracts.
He's definitely paid more. So that plays into it, bro. Because I got a video. I forgot to go because NBA Saturday is just too much to talk about, right? Mm-hmm. But I had a clip from Emmanuel Mudiay talking about the BS with the roles, and no matter how good you play, if you're making $5 million or a veteran minimum, you're not gonna get the light. Whereas you might have a guy getting $30 million, he gonna play. He can have 5 bad games in a row. Guess what? He's playing.
He's playing.
That's just the politics.
Yeah.
That's how it
works.
Yeah, but I wasn't trying to personally condemn OG like he
you was though. You was trying to trigger the OGs.
I'm trying to trigger the OGites for sure. You know what I mean? But honestly, I was putting him in his proper context. I'm not devaluing him. OG's important to this team. First off, the entire starting 5 is important. Right? Important. Now, of course, we got different options, Brunson 1 and 2, whatever. That's cool. But we don't win the championship without either one of those guys.
Right.
you need OG.
Need everybody.
You need Bodega, McHale's defense, right? You need everybody.
Yeah, that's why we're running it back. Last
Exactly.
thing before I go, what is your theory on why OG gets no hate from the fans?
Oh man, you know what I
Do
think?
you think it's the mysterious? Like, what do you think it is?
You know, I think it's defense because, like, for some reason, like
But
Knicks
McHale plays
fans.
defense.
Yeah, but you know, so here's the problem with McHale, right? McHale, we seen him score 26. We never seen OG score 26, right? OG's a 17 point, 16 point. So if OG gets 12 points, nobody gonna think nothing about it. But everybody's thinking about Brooklyn, 26 points a game. It's hard to unsee that.
Yeah. Or Phoenix.
Or the Phoenix days. But McHale was getting buckets, bro. They like, what happened? Like now he's here, he's only averaging 14 points. So automatically they look at it like it's a downgrade. Whereas OG, it just looks like an upgrade. You know, because his scoring is not until the playoff. Now, maybe OG gets flack now if he goes from 20 in the playoffs down to 15. Maybe they might say something.
I still don't think anybody would say anything, man.
You don't think so?
I mean, because we don't even get on OG for injury prone, like guy caught up earlier.
None of that.
We don't get on OG for that contract. When he asked for that contract, we go, all right, OG, if that's what you want.
That's what you want.
Nobody even questioned it. When he got traded to the team, everybody, was like, all right, maybe, cool. And like, it was what it was. Nobody really complained about it. It's the craziest thing with this guy.
Yeah, he gets away with a lot.
He gets away with everything.
Everything, because he had bad games too. He got single point games. He got 5-point games. He got games. He shot 1 for 10. I'm like, damn, or 1 for 8. You know, he has games like that, but nobody would ever say nothing.
But those games were usually coming back from injury too, so we let him slide, and then he got back in his bag.
He balls out.
Yeah,
he definitely balls out.
I'm curious to see how the OG story goes this season. I'm curious to see the whole season, see how because I really think Cat's gonna take it up a whole nother level, man.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too, and I think OG by Cat taking it up another level. I think OG takes it up because he's his favorite target, or at least in the playoffs he was.
Yep, I agree 1,000%.
So we'll see because the most assists that he has went to OG, not passes. Passes go to Brunson, but assists goes to OG. So we'll see if that continues.
And before I go, man, shout out to Mad Max, super producer, and let's keep NBA Saturdays going. Yeah, let's keep NBA Saturdays going, man. It's a great show. It's a great show. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It's a great show.
Yeah, it's fire. It's a lot of good top. That's what I like about it because there's so much to talk about. And the hardest part is
the East is the best it's been in a long time. So it's like I said, it's nice to have your perspective. At the end of the week, and we discuss it.
Okay. Well, she's there. She hears you, and we'll see what happens, man. We brainstorming and planning, because we getting ready.
I know y'all got good things coming regardless, man. So I'm looking forward to what y'all bring to the table.
The conversation I had the other day, fire. Oh man, Knicks War Room coming. Oh man, it's gonna be lit.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you kept it. I mean, I'm gonna go, but you kept it live during this off season.
Oh, 100%. I'm here every day.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I just can't wait to see the content for the actual season and see what y'all got in store.
Oh, it's gonna be, man. Listen, when the season come, dog, we got the blue and orange brunch. We got the smoke fire, dog. It's gonna be crazy. I'm on top of every story. Oh, hold on. Maxine said she put something in the chat. You might have to go talk to her in the chat. She said, NBA Saturdays is
gone. That's crazy. But I hear you, though.
Talk to Maxine,
but I hear you, though.
Hey, talk to Maxine in the chat, man. I appreciate you.
Thank
you for being balanced. Because I know you're not an OGite, so the conversation is going to always go good because you level-headed. You see it, you don't got a dog in the fight. You rock with everybody. So and that's the best way to be.
I love the Knicks. Right. No, yeah, I love the Knicks.
100%.
All right, brother.
I appreciate that.
All right, man. I appreciate your call, man. Great show.
Right. My brother Tugboat right there, captain of the OKF Nation ship. To all the OGites out there, if you felt like I was putting OG down, I wasn't putting him down. I'm just putting him in his rightful spot on the team. You know, if he gets that mid-range bag down, I see him hanging out with Kawhi and Pascal. Those are the guys they hang out with because those guys have those elements. Those guys create their own shots. So it's good that OG's hanging out with them. And I'm not saying he can't do it. All I'm saying is he hasn't done it. You know, and let's see if he, you know, adds that to his repertoire. Right? But let's not sleep on Big Bodega Cat. Not by a minute. See if J-Tap is still there. Uh-oh. So then now I gotta debate you about Cat's defense, man. Where are we going? Where are we going?
It won't be a debate, you know, it's a funny, polite discussion about why you're wrong. So
On why I'm wrong.
yeah, it's not a big deal, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you judge defense?
How do I judge defense? Simply, if they score, if you stop them from scoring, you're playing good defense. And that's it. And defense is a team thing, obviously. And you got to want to play defense. Even if you don't have the skill to play defense, you still got to want to do it. You know, because so if you don't hustle and want to actually play defense, and then it really don't matter, you know? So
is that Towns' problem? He doesn't hustle, in your opinion?
let's put it this way. You said last year, right? Same team, different coach.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the same defensive philosophy?
No.
I don't know. Was it the
I don't
same?
think so.
Yeah. Was it the same? I don't know. I know both coaches probably talked to him differently as far as like trying to get the message across, but I don't think the message was delivered the same way. And we already know Thibodeau ran the plays into the ground or whatever. So maybe fatigue has something to do with it. Fresher legs at the end of the game, you know?
But yes, potentially, yes. Yeah.
Not potentially, definitely. And it goes all across the board, offensively 100%. And defensively. So if you're going to say Cat's a better defender this year, I'm not going to argue with you. But to say Cat is a good defender, or maybe he's average, less than average, I don't know.
I say above average. That's what I would. That's
for
how
a center. For a center.
Yeah, I would say above average.
Okay.
Personally.
Well, I mean, and on defense, as far as that goes, is what it is. And when it comes to Mikal and OG, actually, before I get there, on offense between Cat and OG, can you name me one thing that OG does, that Cat does, that OG can't?
Oh, he could create offense for others. OG's not doing that.
Okay.
He can create shots for himself. OG rarely does that.
Okay. Can you name something that OG can do, but Cat can't?
On offense?
On both sides. Pick them.
No, there's nothing on offense that OG can do that Cat can't do.
Like, I mean, playing in the post, the mid-range game.
No, listen. On offense, there's nothing that OG does that Cat can't do on offense.
Does do, not can't do. Does do. Because when I'm watching the game, when I'm watching the game, I see Cat can pull from 3. OG can do that. Cat can pump 100%. Fake at the top of the key and drive to the hoop. OG can do that. I hardly ever see Cat in the post, pump faking, turn around, dunk on Wemby. I saw him once in the finals.
Are you kidding me? You need to go watch Cat's dunk highlights.
In the finals.
Just go watch that video.
In the finals.
No, period. In his game.
No, I'm talking about in the finals. Bodies. Yeah, he gets bodies. So does OG. I mean, if OG can dunk on the best player and the best defensive player in the league, there's nothing he can do offensively. And
wait, hold on. No, that's Cat. Though everybody gets dunked on. What are you talking, bro? This is the surface level of knowledge we're coming with. So if you dunk on somebody, that means that you're a good offensive player.
I'm not talking about getting dunked on. I'm talking about how you get to the basket. OG's powerful. He gets to the basket. He dunks with ease over the best defensive players in the league. Is the point I'm trying to make.
He's getting to the basket because the defense is playing off of him. That's how the lanes is created. Because
why is it he's hitting threes?
And Cat is taking up the gravity. The defense is focused on Brunson and Cat. So what happens is Mikal Bridges gets open shots, OG gets open shots. That's the way the system works. Why does OG and Mikal lead in corner threes or open threes? Is because because those other guys are creating opportunities for them to get those options. But OG is not getting the ball in the mid post, taking Wemby off the dribble and dunking on him. I want to see that. That's the next level for me.
So you didn't watch it?
Did you hear what I said? I said you catch the ball in the mid range.
Okay.
Face up, dribble move, get by him, and then dunk on him.
Did you watch any Knicks games this year? Are you serious?
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
I heard every word you said. Get the ball in the mid range, face up, go to the lane and make a pull. I heard all of that. I heard it. How many times did he do that in the finals alone?
70% of his 2-point shots were assisted upon. So he didn't do that a lot.
I didn't say that. I said what you talk about right now.
He wasn't doing it a lot. That's a minority. That's not the staple of his game.
It's not. It's not. It's the corner three is.
Right. And how does he get the corner threes? He ain't catching it off the dribble. He's open, which is cool. I'm not knocking that.
But you're talking about two completely different things, though. You're talking about either way. OG's more of a second option than Cat is. You say he's a hub or whatever.
That's Cap. You can't create offense for yourself and others. You can't be an option. Like, that's a part of it. You have to get the ball and create. Nobody creates for Brunson. Brunson gets the ball and creates his own shot. In that mid-post, give me the ball.
Cat creates for himself.
While the defense is set.
Okay.
Listen, while the defense is set, OG scores when the defense isn't set. Most of the times.
That's 100% not true.
Oh my God.
Either way, how many shots, what percentage of shots of Cat shots are assisted upon or assisted on? What percent
in the
of his
playoffs,
shots?
It was 45%.
I'm talking about no. Don't say playoffs. You just say the same numbers you use for everybody else.
Yeah, in the playoffs, OG was 70.
Season. Go ahead.
In the regular season, is similar. I could pull it up.
Pull it up. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I could pull it up. Hold on, let me go to the Knicks. All right, but OG is not a creative offense for others nor himself.
Okay,
he's a passive scorer.
I concur 100%. You're right. But you can't tell me he can't do it just because they don't go to him like that. Well, that's what I
want to see him. I want to see it. That's what I want to see this year. I need to see this year OG get the ball in that mid post while the defense is set and go get me a grown man bucket.
And I've seen that plenty of times this season.
Would.
I've seen that plenty of times this season. Plenty. You know, which figure? We need to merge this call. We're gonna tag team you. You bugging.
Okay, we seen that. So the majority of OG's buckets is him in the mid post.
Wait a second. Are you gonna pull a number? Are you gonna pull a number up? Are you taking the scenic route?
I'm trying to find. Hold on. I'm looking for it while talking to you, dog.
Okay, so what's the percentage of OG shots that get assisted upon?
All right, so I'm going to 2-point shots.
Why only 2-point shot? Why only? Go ahead.
Because everybody mostly doesn't take ISO threes. So I'm looking at 2-point shots because 2 points that's where you get busy. That's where you get into your bag.
Can we do all the shots? No. Can you include 3-pointers too? Because that to me is a shot.
Yeah, no, but most people's 3-pointers come assisted upon, right? You don't pull up. Well, you rarely have guys like Steph Curry where you just come up and dribble off the dribble three. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Fair enough. The goalposts have been moved. I'm good with that. Okay, go ahead.
No, the goal. What are you talking about? The goalpost is all right. Whatever. All right, hold on. Hold on. Where we at? Is this the playoffs? All right. So 2-point field goals percentage assisted upon. Am I in the right? No, I'm in on off. Hold on.
Oh Lord.
Hold on. Yeah, I got to go back to regular. Relax, relax.
Yeah, I'm here. The sun is still out over here. Okay.
All right. So this is the playoffs. OG Anunoby, 70%. Y'all see that, right? OG Anunoby in the playoffs, 70%. Towns is 45%. Because Towns is a hub. He's creating a lot of offense for himself. Let me go to the regular season. right? So in the regular season, all right, 2-point field goals assisted upon, all right, OG Anunoby 66%, Mikal Bridges 68%, all right, Karl Anthony Towns is 57% in the regular season, all right. So no matter how you cut it, OG Anunoby, regular season and playoffs, he is given the ball in, in opportunistic position, and he gets buckets. I'm not mad at it. That's basketball.
Those are second option numbers. That's what it sounds like to me.
No,
those sound like second option numbers to me.
How you the second option? Mike Brown said we don't call plays for OG and Mikal Bridges. So you're just going to act like Mike Brown didn't say that? Did I lose him? I lost him. Hold on, let me try to get him back. I see. Look, that's the knockout blow. They don't run plays for Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby. Mike Brown said that himself. So how do we factor that in? Where do we factor that into the equation?
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voicemail box.
His phone probably died. Just when it was getting good. Mike Brown said that. So how they get their points is based off read or react, hitting the corners, right? The feel for the game, Brunson's double team, spread the ball around. OG corner, Mikal corner, doesn't matter. During the regular season, Mikal and OG's shots was identical. Like, so this year, OGites, I want to see more from OG. What's wrong with me saying that? What's good, coach?
Bro, I had to take an early break and get on and talk to you.
I'm sorry. Man. Go ahead, coach. I'm gonna let you cook. Go ahead.
Hey, I love OG. Love what he provides.
Yeah.
But no defense in the league is scheming their whole defense around stopping OG. Like, teams actually set up their defense purposely to find a way to defend Karl Anthony Towns.
Facts.
They try to put a smaller dude on him, so then when he tries to take him to the hole, they get their rim protector to slide over and double team. Yep, and everyone gets mad at Cat because he don't back guys down. But when he backs people down, another defender comes and helps. You never see a second defender come try to stop OG. You know why? Because he can pass out the Cat and score. Like that's why they do it.
Right.
And the best thing that's happened to the Knicks, honestly, is that Josh Hart started making shots. Finally,
100%.
More consistently. So now they can't put like the center on Josh anymore, like they did when they started doing that like 2 years ago.
100%.
You know, and the thing, and like I said before, all because like being the second option has nothing to do with what your points per game says. You can still be the offensive hub and not necessarily have the most points.
Thank you, coach. That's what I'm trying to explain, because he has the most touches in the front court. Nobody gets more touches than Cat in the front court. Go ahead, sorry.
Right. No, I'm saying, and like we don't judge Josh on his final stats, like some of the things he does don't show up on the stat sheet. Like there's sometimes Cat's passing, he has the hockey assist. Like sometimes he does that pass before the pass, or he spreads the court in a certain way or a certain position where OG and Mikal and Hart and Brunson can all get efficient shots that they wouldn't normally get, because you have someone that there's only one other dude in the league that demands the attention at the center position that this dude, I'll admit, Embiid when he's healthy.
When he's there, right.
Probably demands him, Embiid. So you're talking about Cat and 2 MVPs.
Yeah,
are the 3 humans on this earth at the center position that provide what he provides. So look, I love that OG is coming up. It's going to be great if he can produce points wise what he produces. Right. It's just going to make us even better. But don't get it twisted. It's a lot to do with our 1A and 1Bs. That's all it is. But
that's all I'm trying to say. Thank you, Coach. I'll let you get
I'm
back to
hang
work,
back
man.
and listen while I do my paperwork, and I just had to chime in.
Thank you for the backup, man.
Yeah, man, I got
No
you.
No
All right, peace. Much love, everybody. See.
Yeah, that's all I was trying to say. He broke it down eloquently. That's all I was trying to say. It's a difference, right? We're not saying that OG's not good. We're not slandering OG. Oh my God. We can't say nothing. By the way, to all the people who may have called, or if you prefer to hear somebody, you can definitely hold on. That's the hang up option. We don't need the hang up option, but you could always call back or request for someone else to call. We also have the merge call option. I just don't have that slide on here. So if you want to see two people go back and forth, you can do that as well, like your favorite callers. But, just let you know, if you are feeling froggy, just leap. You feel me? And what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to find the source. I got too many damn sources all over the place. I'm trying to find the source that says where Mike Brown said we don't run plays for thingy, because I don't want you guys thinking that I made it up, because I know I definitely did not make that up. But Mike Brown said that himself. All right, I see videos. Can't share videos. Let's see. Might be here. If you want to call up, you can. 646-995-8389. Definitely F those picks. Oh boy. Trying to find that. But yeah, salute to OG Anunoby, man. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real tonight. Not slandering OG. I didn't say nothing that wasn't factual. I said everything I said was 100. Get my man Sean on the line. I think he's an OGite. So all the OGites call up. What's good, Sean?
Yo, what's going on, Karan?
Are you an OGite?
Yeah, man. I was just about to get on y'all, bro. What's up with the OG slander tonight, man? I just jumped in the video and I was just hearing all type of crazy things about OG. What's going on?
What crazy thing you heard about OG? Come on, let's get to the bottom. What crazy thing?
Okay. Well, the first one is, you said OG can't create his own shot?
No, he doesn't do it consistently. No, he doesn't.
Okay, I definitely agree with that. He doesn't do it consistently, but he does it well enough to where a defense has to second guess him. Now, I'm not saying OG is the second option. Let me go ahead and put that out there.
Oh, so we don't disagree?
Okay, he's more of the third, fourth option, if we're gonna be honest. I believe between him and Mikal, that's the third option. But at the same time, we can't sit here and lie to us. OG has been working on his game. Last year, he was putting the ball on the ground. He was getting to the basket. He got that little 1-2 step where he, Euro step. He gets to the basket. He uses power, his physicality. So I think he does get his own shot. Now, if you're looking for like a Jalen Brunson right wing 3 pull up, no, OG don't have that. But I feel like he has a good mid-range to where he can put the ball on the floor, either get to the basket, or he'll like do a turnaround, jump shot. So I think he has that in his bag. Also, I think OG is real important to us.
For sure.
The style that he brings for us,
Mm-hmm.
Not even just the defense. When that 3-point shot is on, that thing is buckets. That thing is buckets.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So
he's important. He's important. Yeah.
So
I would never say he's not.
So what got into the OG topic, if you don't mind me asking real quick?
The problem with the OGites is they always going at Towns. And so it becomes this, like Blue said, oh, well, Towns is a 2.2.5 or something like that. He always tries to throw Cat under the bus. And that's when I was like, well, OG's not getting to it without Cat and Brunson getting in the gravity to create these open opportunities, these driving lanes. It comes off of the back of those guys. I wasn't trying to say it like to disparage OG. I'm just describing the way the Knicks. But now next year, I want to see more from OG, though. I want to see what you're saying. I want to see him get that ball in that mid post. I want to see some hezzies and all of that. Step backs, get around the guy, dunk it. I want to see that next year. More.
Now, I can't agree with you more. I love OG. Right. I love what he brings to the team, so I definitely agree with you more. But I do 100%. Also agree. Cat is the main reason that we won this ring. No disrespect to OG, no disrespect to the McHales or anybody like that. But OG was a song hero in that Atlanta series, if we being honest.
It's a fact.
So I really feel like if we could, you just said this. Mike Brown don't even call plays for OG, correct?
Right.
And he was still averaging what, 21 in that Atlanta series?
Yeah, exactly. That's the most impressive part about it.
Right. So I feel like, so yes, we is gonna need a little more from OG next year, and I do feel like he's gonna bring that. The most important thing about OG though, with is getting me more into him. I just need him to stay healthy. He stay healthy, the man can do almost anything that we put in forth and put on his plate. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, the health is the next frontier.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, so I kind of see where you was coming from, and with the OG, you know what I'm saying, fans, we got to stop putting slander on Cat. Cat is the reason why we got this ring. So I'm gonna agree with you, and I'm an OG fan. I'm gonna agree with that. Cat is what helped us. So okay, I was just trying to figure out what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Because I was hearing two perspectives, and I agree with J-Tap also.
Sean, I've just got to trigger them sometimes. I got to trigger everybody. I triggered the Mitch people.
Hey, and you do. That's why I hopped on, and I was just like, hold on now, what's going on here? Why we slandering our teammates? Why we doing that? We just came off the championship.
I would never slander him. No, I would never slander him. Never.
I got you, man.
None of these guys I would slander. Not even Pacome Dadier.
It's no need. Well, Pacome a different story. I ain't even gonna hit on him tonight.
That was a wild part. I'm joking.
You trying to trigger me? You trying to trigger me?
No doubt, Sean. I appreciate you, my brother.
I appreciate you, my brother. It's time to make clean sign out. You heard?
No doubt. Yeah, just for the record, because people, like I said, I'm just not here to confirm your bias. Sorry, but don't think I'm coming for OG, right? I didn't say not one thing that wasn't true about OG, right? Next year, I got the content on the channel. I got OG becoming an all-star next year. But if he's going to take this next step, he has to create offense. He don't got to be a passer, all of that. That's a whole nother level. But if he can just get that ball in the mid-post, hang out with Kawhi, the way he's been hanging out with these guys, and I need to work on my mid-range package. How do y'all face up like this? How do you step back like this? What dribble move should I go to? He needs to work on that. Right? Because I need to see more from OG this upcoming season. Get my man J-Tap back on the line. His phone must have turned back on. Let's see. See where he wants to go. OKF Nation Plus, J-Tap. Back in the building.
You already know.
Yeah, so hopefully you heard some of the other calls so you can get a better idea where I'm coming from with OG.
No, I understand where you're coming from.
Okay.
Because I think sometimes I think you forget that I've listened to every word you talked about the Knicks for the past 2 years.
That's
and
right.
I know for a fact this season, during your trials for Bridges or Brunson dribbles too much, the first words out of your mouth is, well, what about OG? You're doing it all season long. What about OG? What about OG? So I know you don't got something against OG, but I know something's up. So I'm starting to feel the Mitch Robinson kind of vibes coming from you again.
Oh,
You're
never.
Mitch's biggest
Oh, no,
fan, and you want to get paid and all the other stuff. But in reality, you
nah.
want him out the door. Now look,
No.
yeah, you do. I can see it coming. I can see it.
No.
I can see the thumbnail already. I can see it's OG gone.
No, nah.
Yeah.
We
Come
nowhere
on,
near
son.
there right now. OG's under
Yeah.
contract. He ain't going nowhere.
All right, so okay, so what's the question? Is OG what a better defender? Is he more important to the team than Cat or Bridges?
See that part. I don't. All right, when they try to say that, like Blue, who's calling back after you, right? Blue's trying to say that Cat is a 2.5 option. I don't like that. Just keep Cat at number 2. Like, see, this is the problem with the OGites. They want to put down
I don't like it
Cat.
either. I don't like it either. I think he should be a 3 personally, but that's just me.
He is 3.
You know what I mean?
Hey, because
Yeah,
you know why he's 3?
He's a 3. He's getting knocked him down.
Even if he
point.
scores more than Cat, like he did in the playoffs, right? Remember who is setting up the offense. See, that's the part that you can't ignore. Who is bringing in the gravity? That means the defense is focused on who? They're not focused on OG. It doesn't mean OG's not great. They're focused on Cat. They're trying to get the ball out of Cat's hands. They're trying to limit Cat because Cat is a dangerous weapon.
So look, we're gonna stop with this no Cat, no championships. I'm sick of hearing it because it just ain't true.
Oh my goodness.
All right. And answer this question for me real quick. Why every time Cat's in the post, why do they put a smaller player on him? Why can they afford to do that?
You know, he's not the only player they do that.
I'm talking about Cat.
Okay, all right. But I think that's a modern day strategy because here's what it is, right? You want to keep the center in the help position. See, Wemby, people think that Wemby could do it all on defense. It's not true. He can't guard on the ball, right? He'll get cooked. I'm telling you right now, Wemby, like Gobert, they're help defenders. So what San Antonio wants to do is they want to put the small guy on Towns and keep Wemby right in between the block and the 3-point line in the corner. That's why he was matched up with OG a lot because he's roaming. He's protecting the paint while maintaining position to get out on OG's open shot.
Hold on. I've seen team after team after team put a small guy on Cat in the post. They can afford to do it. Do you know why they'd rather do that? Because if they leave OG on a wing wide open with some small dude on him, he's gonna get cooked. He's gonna get took to the basket and get dunked on with 2 hands. Straight face, no case.
Wait, what? I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know if you get the point that I'm saying. That the smaller defender is a decoy because they're helping. See, they're not guarding Cat by himself, right? It's a scheme. The scheme is to get the ball out of Cat's hands or to force him into a turnover. That's another thing too, because in the post, Cat I'm not gonna say he's turnover prone, but he turns the ball over more in the post than when he drives.
That means
he's better when he drives.
That means he's turnover prone in the post. That's what it means.
No, I'm not gonna see. I just said turn it over more. I'm not gonna say turnover.
Which means he's prone to turn it over more in the post.
Right, but not that he's not that he's prone, like he's a walking turnover. Come on,
well,
I'm just saying that you rather him post than drive. That's the logic.
Question for you. Okay, say the same team, but we keep Mitch and Drummond is there after the Cat. Do we still win?
You said put
same
Drummond
team.
Instead of Cat?
Yeah, and keep Mitch.
You're getting cooked. You're losing in the first round to Atlanta because you forgot that Cat was the transformation. Was Cat against Atlanta? You forgot about that?
I didn't forget about it. But do you forget about OG game 4?
Drummond's not doing that. Drummond's not doing that, dog. Stop.
You remember Cat game 5? I remember Cat game 5.
I'm talking about Atlanta game 4, which changed the series.
And I'll call back for Mikal Bridges later because, yeah, he's definitely
what's
a lot of
wrong
smoke.
with Mikal? What Mikal got to do it? What? What are we talking about? What about Mikal?
The Atlanta series. I can't remember what game it was. the end of the game, he had the ball in a fast break, open layup, and he didn't shoot it.
About that. I spilled milk.
You asked me. I'm saying, look. All right. Anyway,
we'll talk
I'm gonna
about
get off this phone. I'm gonna get up out of here because I got a couple things to take care of.
You triggering me, man.
Well, hit that horn. Peace.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, what's the trigger?
The Objective Fan.
Oh, that's the Objective Fan. Hold on. Oh, that's the vampire laugh. Hold on. So hold on. Where is the trigger then? Oh, this is the trigger. Right. I'm still trying to figure out how to use my soundboard, but yeah, that trigger was for my man Blue. But I think J-Tap just jumping all over the place, man. He just want to argue. Because now we talk about Mikal Bridges. Then he's talking about we wouldn't have won the championship without Cat. Like, y'all, oh, you see, this is what I'm talking about, the OG, even though he's not technically an OG. But, you know, I'm just trying to bring the balance, man. That's it. Because I feel like with Knicks fans, boy, we just be all over the goddamn place. Let me get my man Blue back on. Let's see what direction he's trying to go in.
Yo.
Uh-oh. Where we going,
man.
Blue?
Yeah. We gotta really talk about this Cat thing seriously, man. Because number one, he's not the reason why we won the championship. Let's stop that. Jalen is the reason why. Okay. Secondly, all right. The comparison between OG and Cat, right? Whether you know, right? I'm not here to say that, you know, in terms of their impact, right? Their impact, you can say Towns is more impactful, so to speak, right? However, in terms of usage, right? OG doesn't demand the ball as much because he fits seamlessly into the offense. Now, the Knicks also, in terms of the way they scheme the ball, they took the most corner threes in the NBA. That is the way the offense is. Yes, that's the way their offense is designed, so that they can generate a lot of those, what Brown says, those spray threes, right? So now, in terms of usage, right? Because OG doesn't require so much usage on the ball, this is what makes Jalen so effective in the game. And this is what makes OG so effective in the game. What makes Towns, and this is why I said it's like the yin and the yang type of thing of why these two are required to be on the floor or on the team together between OG and Towns, is because what Towns brings to the team is his ability to space the floor, but at the same time, yes, he is a good rebounder, and his ability to drag the defense when he penetrates to the hoop. Now, my thing is that the reason why OG is so beneficial to this is because he's not required to have so much usage in the offense, and he still generates the amount of points that he does because the coach doesn't require him to have plays called for him. This is what makes him even more effective on the floor, because he doesn't require it, and because the way the offense is designed, that corner three is vital to what they do, and he shoots it at an extremely high percentage. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah,
this is why I'm saying that OG is like the second and a half best player. Y'all may totally disagree with it, but I understand in terms of who gets more points, but in terms of or impact or however we want to define it, you know what I mean? My thing is that OG, and on top of that, his ability to defend. That impact that we're talking about is going understated, because his ability to guard the best players on the floor is vital to what the Knicks do as a collective. Because if he's not guarding the team's best player, then how is this team going to win the championship? Is my question.
Well, he wasn't. He did not guard. He did not guard the best player in the finals.
Yeah, because I'm just saying overall. Like I said,
he was more of a help defender in the finals.
Overall, to like from what my perspective was, is that like you don't get the hard hat and Tim's every other night, damn near. You know what I mean? If you're not guarding the team's best defender, or I mean best offensive player. That to me, that's what I was seeing during the regular season, and partly
but it
through
changed
the
in the
playoffs.
playoffs. It changed.
But are we
because
gonna
remember, first round, Josh Hart was guarding Johnson. Remember that, right?
No, he was
Josh Hart?
he was guarding. No, he was guarding. What's the point guard name? McCullough, because that's when Jalen was getting cooked, and then they put Josh
OG,
on CJ McCullough.
OG was guarding Okongwu most of the time,
Mm-hmm.
and Cat was on Dyson Daniels. That was the majority of the run. So OG in the playoffs was utilized a little differently. I'm not saying he never guarded nobody.
He was more like the free safety in that
Bingo.
series.
Bingo.
He was definitely because he was more effective. You didn't want to put your best defender on the best best offensive player in that series, because of how they that's a very dynamic team. So you didn't have to put OG on their best offensive player in that
100%.
scenario.
And then what happened in the next round? So we could go around, but then who was OG guard in the next round?
Remember, OG got hurt. So he only played those two games. He played, and he was fucking everybody. He was shot 70.
He was playing well.
Yeah, he was busting tail. There's no question about it.
But he didn't get the toughest. All I'm trying to say is that his role in the playoffs shifted a little bit. Mikal was guarding most of the tough assignments, most series, especially on the perimeter. Mikal never had a break. He never guarded Okongwu. He guarded Walker in the first round, made Walker disappear if nothing. Maxey in the second round, shut Maxey down. The other brother from Cleveland, Spider.
Remember 2 years ago when we beat Philly, right? They put OG on Maxey before we even had Mikal. Remember that?
No, yeah. Listen, I'm just saying, like, we mixed it up. And we could do that, but OG is the best defender if you ask me.
Yeah.
Even though I think Mikal is up there too, but I would say OG only because OG can guard everybody.
Yeah.
He's one of the few players that can guard everybody.
So in terms of the contract, right, and this Cat thing, this is really bothering me, man, because like I understand, in terms of it being a business, and these players should not give these owners out to make these players give up some money to better the team. I understand that aspect of it, right? I truly do. What my contention is that when you see the best player doing this, and I'm not saying everybody has to follow. I am saying this, that you should follow suit when you're on this particular team, right? And I'm not saying you should have to take the massive discount that Jalen has done. And like I said before, we all believe that he will do it. And I got concerned when I was looking at his photos from his wedding, because I was wondering if these Knicks players really showed up for him, because I wanted to see how much they really. I seen them. Me and my wife was looking at the pictures, and we was wondering like how much they really show love to this guy, because it's been in question, yo. I hope so, because. I truly hope so, because I mean, like they did win a chip, and that does bring you together even closer, But my thing is that, does this guy truly like I said, if his productivity dropped and if he got injured, would that 35% be justified?
Yes, because you can't win without him.
Like I said,
can't win without him.
If his productivity dropped and or he got hurt, would that 35% be justified?
I'm still gonna say yes, only because the other alternative would have been to trade him. Now, That could happen with
Because you
anybody.
could, yeah, but you could, and you're the other side of your coin is trade him for who and for what, and you wouldn't
Right.
be able to get nothing for him. I understand where you're
Bingo.
coming from. I understand where
Right.
you're coming from, but from a Knicks perspective, right, and as a just the brand, right. How could we justify that, knowing that if that was the case, if his productivity went down? Because if we're looking from the productivity during the regular season, right, from the year he got here to the year this year, his productivity dropped significantly, right? Now, if we're just gonna counter that, yo, he was the hub, he was the hub, he was the hub, right? If we're gonna look at this and say, yo, his productivity dropped from the year he got here to this year, and justify that 35% for just him being the hub and the Knicks winning the chip, right? And then we can't discount the chip. No, don't get me wrong, people. I'm not discounting the chip, but what I'm saying is that his productivity has dropped, right? Are we gonna?
When you say drop, what do you mean by
So the year
it
he
drop?
the year he got here, he was averaging he was an all NBA player,
Okay.
right? He wasn't an all NBA player this particular year that they won the chip, even
Well, I
though
got an
he.
explanation for that if you want it.
Yeah, well, the reason why is because his 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 fundamentals within the offense changed, right? That's what we're gonna say.
The
Mike Brown
offense, new
changed.
coach.
Yeah, new
Yeah.
coach. That changed it. The fundamentals changed, right? Because of the coach. That's what we're going to say.
No,
But
but his minutes also
Mhm.
dropped.
Good.
He's
I'm
playing less
glad.
minutes.
Yeah, it was even better. I didn't think that he needed to be playing more minutes because he's foul prone, and it puts is a whole. You see how the dominoes drop when this guy is required to do more. Is what I'm saying. That's what I've seen when he's required, and I thought this through his whole career. When he's required to do more, I don't think his teams particularly do well. I don't know what you think, but that's my
Well,
opinion.
Brunson is the lead guy. He's the number 2
That's what.
guy. So he
Well,
doesn't have to.
I'm just saying during his career, I don't think as he was asked to do more, and this is why you heard ex players call him out like, yo, when he's required to do more, the team hasn't particularly done well. Is that true or false?
No, I just think the teams he had they just weren't good. Even the Jimmy
He's been
Butler
on
team.
pretty. Mm-hmm. You
That
don't think
team,
so?
nah, they wasn't gonna win no championship. He needed
I'm not
Jalen
saying
Brunson.
I'm not saying that they would have won a champ, but I don't think they did better. Like they kind of when Tibbs took over that team, they did do better. Yes, but when they had Andrew Wiggins and they had Zach LaVine, they weren't good. They were, and he was on that team. They weren't
They
good.
were young though. They were young. They were still learning the league. You know what I mean? But look, man, I appreciate you, Blue.
All right, G. I'm gonna call back, bro. If you're gonna
If
be
you
on
need
the
to call
live,
back,
yo. I
you
swear,
need to call
man.
back.
All right, G. All right,
All
bro.
right, big time
One.
salute.
I won.
My man Blue. If you disagree with Blue, hit the line. You want to call back, call back. Because this is a good conversation. To the OGites out there, I just want to let y'all know I support OG Anunoby, you know. But he's not the number 2 guy. Now, I don't want to go there, but just because it's OG Anunoby night, are you paying OG Anunoby the 35%? That's what I want to know. There's one thing we know for sure. OG ain't taking no pay cuts. So next year, when you got to give Brunson potentially 35%, are you going to pay OG Anunoby 35%? I'm telling you right now, there's a world where we could do it, y'all. There's a world where we could do it. There's a world where we could pay everybody 35%. I know that may sound crazy. It may sound wild. But you could pay OG 35% if you needed to. But now, if we had to make the choice between Towns, Brunson, and OG, I'm sorry, OG. We might have to pack your bags, dog. But there could be a saving grace in that, though, when it's time. But honestly, all of that depends on whether or not we win another championship. Because if we win another championship, OG might have, especially if OG's like all NBA third team, all NBA defense, and if OG's doing stuff like that and we win another championship, he got the right to talk his bag talk, and he might get paid somewhere else. You feel me? But I'm gonna say it again. I think OG Anunoby, I don't want to trade him, but I think he's replaceable. I'm sorry. You know, I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm not saying that to disparage him. I think I could get another guy that could play defense and shoot open threes. You know, I think with Cat and Brunson, that is like your pillars right there. Everything else goes in and around those two. But, you know, if OG, if he had to go, he would have to go. But I think that there could be a world where he stays. Hey, yo, J-Tap, what's going on with you, dog? Wait, what's going on with J-Tap? Damn, he said Towns won't be here after next season? Jeez. Was the last call? Oh yeah, yo, yo, listen. RFID, listen, my man, Blue, he's a work in progress, man. I'm trying to turn him into an optimistic Knicks fan. It's a challenge. You feel me? It's a challenge for my man Blue, but he you know he's coming along. He's coming, but he is someone who says that he was pessimistic before the championship. Now he does say champ, you know, he does, you know, but yeah, Blue, if you want to call back to address that, you can, because people thinking that you're just a pessimistic guy. I don't know. J-Tap, you wildin'. I'm gonna say don't take J-Tap serious tonight, y'all. I think he's just trolling. He's chilling right now. It's Monday. He's like, screw it, I'm just going there tonight. Salute to everybody in the chat. If OG leaves, we get LeBron? Hell no. LeBron might be retired. But yo, you might could get a Chet Holmgren from OG Anunoby. You feel me? Not to say that, relax. I'm not saying that would be the target, but I'm just saying you might could get something like that for OG. Sure. You know? But I don't want to see OG Anunoby go. Ooh, BKNY. That's a good one. If OG leaves, we could get Ant-Man. I'm sorry. OG, bye-bye. If I can get Ant-Man, that's crazy. My man, Knicks 1974. It's crazy that we're talking about getting rid of players. Hey, yo, Knicks 1974. Do you understand that part of winning a championship is getting rid of players? Did we not lose players after the championship? What are we talking about? Did we not lose Mitchell Robinson like I told y'all from last year? I told you that Mitchell Robinson was gone. None of y'all, all of y'all Mitchettes didn't want to believe me. Nah, we're going to go to the second apron to sign him. I said, no, you're not. No, you're not. Did we lose Ariel Hukporti? Did we lose Jeremy Sohan? Are we not about to lose some of these other guys? Or is there potentially a trade that may happen? So yeah, I mean, that's a part of it. Winning championships, you lose players. That comes with the territory. I don't see nothing wrong with that. It's business. Oh, wow. A lot of you guys, bro, you saying if there's not enough money, get rid of them. Uh-oh. Did my girl Cleo said my man Blue is spooky in the goddamn woods? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Blue, they saying you spooky, dog. Thank you, Kev. I appreciate that, man. I got so many videos talking about Mitch. I saw the play a mile away. And Leon doesn't let you get into free agency without a deal. It just does. I mean, get into the regular season without a deal, knowing that you're going to be a free agent the following year. That is not Leon's style. Ooh, some of you guys are feeling the OG Anunoby for Chet trade. Okay. Okay. I mean, Chet is cheaper. Chet's at 25%. So just based on the money alone, you know, there's a benefit there. Plus, Chet could play the 4. He defends, right? He's all NBA defensive team, all NBA third team. I think Chet got some game too. I was looking at Chet's highlights. Chet doing everything off the bounce, bro. He trying to work on his bag. Matter of fact, listen, I'm not trying to piss the OGites off. But if I'm just being objective, I would say Chet got a better offensive bag than OG. Offensive bag? I'm picking Chet. I think Chet got a better offensive bag than OG. Sorry. Like, if Chet get a mismatch, he could post them little dudes up. Ooh, okay, BKNY. That's tough. That's a good point. Hey, yo, that's a good response right there. That's a good response. Chet got to get over his fear for Wemby, you know. But to be honest, though, Chet been giving Wemby the business his whole damn career as a basketball player. It's just this is the first time Chet really lost to Wemby in big games. You know, when it comes to big games, Chet was giving Wemby the business. No, well, I don't want to say Chet was giving Wemby the business. I want to say his teams was beating Wemby's team. But Wemby was still giving Chet the business. Wemby always gave Chet the business, by the way. Always. Like, Chet would be winning, but Wemby would have like 30. You feel what I'm saying? So do you want the 30 or do you want the win? I'm taking the win. No, I agree with the Wemby part. You know what I mean? You know, you got to man up. He would have to man up. But remember that Wemby's on one player on one team. There's no guarantee that we will see Wemby again, right? Are we giving Cat $70 million? Hell yeah. By the way, salute to my man, Cat Beyond the Game. OKF Nation is the place to be. That's a whole fact, dog. This is the only place. Listen, dog, I'm going to always give you real Nick talk. Always. I'm not here to just be the super duper Nick guy. Man, we the greatest and we everything is good and OG, he's the best ever. I'm not doing that. Sorry, no. I'm gonna keep it real. He need to work on his mid-range game. Towns, he got to work on his fouls, right? We could go down the list. They all got stuff they need to work on. It ain't just OG and Towns. They all got stuff they need to work on. I'm not here to be the super duper Nick guy. I'm not out. You know what I mean? Some of y'all too deep within your Knick fandom that you can't even see the reality of how things actually are. But yeah, y'all got a point with the whole Wemby and Chet thing, though. I ain't gonna lie. That's a demerit right there. Because OG, he dunks it on Chet, on Wemby. Chet acting like he's scared to death, scared to look. You shook. Because ain't no such things as halfway crooks. What are we talking about? It's either you going in or you not. Period. Definitely, like Maxine said, continue smashing that like button. It's a good conversation, man. OG for nobody. That's what I'm talking about. OG for nobody. So hold on. So you wouldn't trade OG for Jokic? Really? See, this is what I'm talking about. When you can't see beyond your Knick fandom, I'm not going that far, bro. Nobody in the NBA is untradeable. That's just one, right? It's a deal for everyone, unless you're talking about the top young guys. But listen, if I had Wemby and I could get AJ, I might do that trade. It depends on what you want. Because I feel like Wemby's a risk. He's 7'4". 7'4" guys don't last that long. So if I could get AJ DeBonster for Wemby, I might do that trade. Because I don't think Wemby's going to last that long. Everybody is tradable, bro. Everybody. So, yeah, we could sit here and be super duper nicked out and act like there's no moves that could be made. I'm not with that. I'm about the Knicks, bro. What's going to be in the best interest of the Knicks? If they can't pay OG, he got to go. But you can't trade Towns. You can't trade Towns, bro. You're going to get worse. And what Towns brings to the table, bro, you're not going to get nobody to come in. Musa Cisse, Mitchell Robinson, Kata. What's all the centers you want? Khalil Ware. Maybe Khalil could develop one day, but he ain't there right now. None of these guys you want could replace what Towns does. None of them. Hey, and by the way, BKNY, you assuming that's what OG wants. What if OG Anunoby makes all-NBA team, all-NBA defensive team, and an NBA All-Star, and OG wins the championship? You don't think that brother might want to get paid? So don't assume a brother's pockets, man. Yo, J-Tap, you got to relax, dog. J-Tap, you see, man, like... Come back when you serious, dog. Who hasn't seen AJ DeBonster play? That's Cap. Who hasn't seen him play? I haven't seen AJ play. I know you ain't talking about me, J-Ty. I did a scouting report for all 60 players in the NBA draft. You forgot? You forgot that I went down the goddamn list? You see that? You forgot I went down this list right here? Let's see if you can see it. Might be hard to see. See all these lists? See your boy Jack Cahill on my list? All of these players you see on here, I scouted, dog. We talking about? And who's at the top of the list? Yeah. Trying to get it so you can see it. Who's at the top of the list right there? Who got that green double check right there? Or just a green check? Who got that? AJ? The hell J-Tab talking about, dog? No, you ain't talking about me. I watch all of these kids, bro. A lot of them could play. I think, like, half of those picks are going to be really good in the first round. And some of them second round picks, too. How AJ for Wemby is crazy. How's that crazy? What makes AJ for Wemby crazy? We all banking on upside, right? We're banking that Wemby could be the greatest of all time, right? But I don't bank on 7'4". 7'4" don't last long in the NBA. Sorry, it just doesn't. So AJ might give me 12 years at a high level. That's all I'm saying. It's a big difference to me. Salute to Cleo. I can't believe my man J-Tap is on one. Salute to Maxine, the super producer. See that? Oh yeah, there you go.
Mad Max Productions.
I know you don't like that one, but it's all we got right now. Okay. So AJ hasn't played a minute in the NBA. What does that mean? What are you talking about? He didn't play a minute in the NBA. Okay. Wemby didn't play a minute either before everybody thought he was the greatest. What are we saying? He will play in October. He'll get his first game in October. What are we talking about? Now we're just trying to make up arguments. Only reason why I brought AJ up is to show you that everybody has a person that they could be traded for. That's the only reason why I brought him up. Hey, yo, Tugboat, see, that's the question of the hour. Who are you trading Towns for? You trade Towns people. Hey, yo, where's Blue at, man? Call back, Blue. They saying you spooky. They said Blue is spooky in the woods. You would consider trading Brunson for Wemby? You trying to start a riot up in here. He's trying to start a riot. I'm not trading for Wemby, bro. I feel like he's a risk at 7-4. I just don't see it. I don't see it lasting long. By the way, I don't have no Knick jerseys. I do got Knick jerseys, but I got like older jerseys. I'm not a jersey guy. I'm a hat guy. I'm not a jersey guy. Because players come and go. What's good, Dave?
How you
good,
doing,
Dave?
Ron?
Hey, uh-oh.
I see you sitting on bullets again. Here you go. The fire starter.
Listen, I just tried to get the OG Ice pissed off tonight. You know what I mean? Because they started coming for Cat. So I said, okay, I got to balance the scales. Where you going to go?
Well, actually, I'm not going to attack either one of them. The truth is that the second apron makes sure that the player or the owner doesn't exploit each other. Okay?
Exactly.
And it also makes sure that you get paid what your role is. So I don't think OG or Cat get the Supermax anywhere outside. Maybe in China, but not in the NBA. Okay? So once we come to that, now we're dealing with the best sports agent, one of the most powerful agencies in all of basketball. So you can't plunk him and like tell him what your market is. He already knows. Okay? So when we walk up in the negotiations, the best thing is all he has to do is offer $1 million a year more than anyone else. And then the question is, how much money are you willing to lose, or how many years on your contract you're willing to lose to leave me? Okay?
Okay.
Because now, once I know your market, that means somebody's got 3 years, 150 mil waiting for you. Okay, I give you 4 years, 150 mil, 200 mil. You have to leave to either break even or take less. And this goes for OG too. OG's up to 55 when he's ready to bail out, right?
Okay,
But OG's already been paid for. He doesn't understand that when he asked for the max, Leon said, okay, I'm going to let you rise with the cap. Because as you rise with the cap, there comes a time where you're not 26. See, you were 26. You had 3 other teams looking for you. Now you're 31. And there's a big difference between 25, 26, and 31, all right? So Just tell me what your market is. I give you $1 million more. And no need to play chicken. It's how much you're willing to lose to leave me once I'm willing to pay you more than everyone else. That's all I'm saying. This goes to OG too.
But see, what you're missing is who has the leverage in the negotiation.
Well, like he says, I can ask you, your leverage, you could leave. Okay. No problem. Right. Who's going to pay you?
Now, when I leave, you don't win the championship.
You don't win either. You lose money. We both lose.
No, but you can't replace me. Or
you
missing my point. You can't replace me.
Then go ahead and play chicken, because you're basically saying I want more than my market. She's already given you, like I said, $1 million more than your market.
Technically, first off, you can't set the you can't lowball Cat when he's already paid at 35%. No, I'm not lowballing. No, you are, yeah, because he's already paid 35%. That's his contract now. He got traded
because he wasn't worth that. He doesn't even get superstar calls, man. Okay, he doesn't get the calls. He doesn't get the benefit of a supermax player.
They didn't want to be in the second apron. That's why he was traded. It wasn't because he's not necessarily worth it being a max.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. No one's going in the second apron for you in the entire league. Right. So that goes for everyone, right?
But what happened to Minnesota, though? They fell off. They was going to the conference finals. They trade Cat, and now what? Fall off.
Oh, that was a mistake. But we don't have to trade Cat. Cat actually leave us and say, I want less money. He has to do that. No one's going to pay him.
I don't know, because you're going to be forced to do a sign and trade. And
why? What's he going to do? Give him malcontent?
No, but the other team, you're going to be forced to do a sign and trade because you're going to think, well, I need to at least get something back, and it's going to be a Trae Young package.
I don't know, man. I don't mind $50 million underneath the cap and making a move. Like Joker's available at the same time, right?
You ain't got the money for him, though.
Well, I'm just saying.
Unless you sign it and trade it.
Cat wants the max, right?
Right.
So there's a better player. There's a better player that is can get the max also then.
Right, but remember, you normally don't see trades like that. You don't see star for star trade. That's not the norm.
No,
usually
it's not.
When you trade a star, it's a Trae Young. Like, I'm gonna give you the example. So the Lakers, right? I think they're going to get Jokic, especially when Denver crashes it. Right. So guess who they're going to trade? They're going to trade Kessler and maybe Reeves. That's the package for Jokic. You're not going to trade. You're not.
Joker's a 3-time MVP, bro.
Right, but I'm saying, but Denver loses. What they going to do with Kessler and Reeves? You think they going to go back to the finals with Kessler and Reeves?
No, they're not. But neither is he. Okay. You know, if they trade him.
The Lakers won't go to the finals with Jokic?
And they give away everything else? It'll just be those two as the bench players?
It'll just those two. No bench players, just Reeves and Kessler for Jokic.
Well, all I'm saying is, man, it's hard to make a team with 2 max dudes, man. It's very hard to make a championship team with 2 supermax dudes.
There's a way, man.
Right, that's where you're at, though. That's your answer to is I could lose money and take a chance, but
remember, we're also talking about the Lakers. Like, they built different. This is what they do.
And you know what? I don't even want to get on the Lakers. I know that Cat can't go and get this money. We're actually paying him more than anyone. I guarantee you. What they're offering Cat, they're offering him a little more than everyone is offering him. I don't know why.
All I'm saying is, I get what you're saying. You're saying that if Cat leaves, he's not going to get the money. I mean, that's an assumption. We don't know. But I will say this.
It does. The second apron does dictate that it's going to be very hard for him to get 4 years, $220 million. Just like OG.
That's not his max.
It's not just Cat.
His max is 4 years, $272. For the
yeah, he'll never get that. That's what I'm saying. That's not even in the same stratosphere. He's not considered a supermax guy, dude. He's just he isn't by anybody in the league.
So, the question is, would you get a Golden State who's desperate? I could see a Golden State giving Cat that money. I could see that they're desperate. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell
then
yeah, the Warriors would do it.
I would wait to see if they actually do it, and then I'd match.
Do you see? They got Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, they're in trouble.
Jimmy Butler. So what I'm saying to you is that don't assume that no one will do it because you don't think it's a good idea. It may not be
assuming.
A good idea.
I'm trusting that Leon already knows your market, bro. It's not me. I'm a regular guy. But Leon is tied into the entire system.
Right. But my only concern is that we're not getting better if we trade Cat. That's all I know. So whether you give 35% or not, you're going down, dog. You're going to be like the Knicks from 2 years ago.
This goes for OG too, though. This goes for both of them. They're not going to get the money in their 30s like they were in their 25.
OG, I can get rid of because I feel like he's replaceable. Sorry, he is. I can get a guy that plays defense. I can't get that.
I hear you, man. I just don't think they're already at where the NBA won't pay them anymore. They really are. They're in their 30s when they get these contracts now. They're not 25. They are 30-some years old, and no one can take the risk of you not coming through on the contract. It's devastating, Ron. It's devastating.
Well, we might could get a year. Like if he wants 35%, so instead of giving you the 4, like we'll give you the 3. You know,
some's going to get cut. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
that's negotiation. Some's getting cut. Years or money, some getting cut, bro.
Yeah, we'll take 1 year off. Just give us the 3 years at the 35%.
Oh, no, never in your life. No one's going to give it to you. No one.
No, I'm talking about us. Like, we tell them instead of the 4, then yeah, you know? But I'll let you get your final thought out, man, Dave.
No, it's all good, but there's one thing I know. Leon doesn't overpay.
Okay.
All right?
Big time salute.
All right, my brother. Later.
I get what Dave's trying to say, but Leon wouldn't have the leverage in that scenario. Not to me, because if Cat goes, all right, well, trade me, you're not getting the same value back. Like, if Cat goes, all right, I want 35%, got to trade him. So even before we even get to the 35%, that brother got to be moved. Now, you move them, those teams know you're desperate. So we're not giving you the good package. We're going to give you the Trae Young package. Get you a CJ McCollum and a Corey Kispert. Call it a day. That's what I'm trying to explain. So if the choice is trade Cat or sign him, I'm signing him. Hey, hello. That's all I'm saying. If that's my choice, man, nothing is guaranteed, dog. No matter what player you get, will they be the same? We've seen players come and go, man, falling off. I think Cat's game is solid. He's the second most durable Knick behind Mikal. No one plays more games than what you call it. When the Knicks win this season, the Knicks are going to run it back. Okay. I agree. I think we got a good chance of running it back. I'm sure Force was trying to call up.
Hello.
Hey, Force, what's good, man?
Hey, what's happening, man? I'm watching the show here, man. I don't think we should trade Cat, okay? I understand the second cap is the second apron and stuff like that, but we need Cat. And the other call that's before Cat's 30 now, but he don't play above the rim. He plays three-pointer and on the block. His game's gonna last. I would give him like 4 years. You know, we need to keep him. You know,
I agree.
And what Knicks fans need to understand, we've been through hell and we finally got the chip. You feel me? But we know James Dolan. He making money hand over fist, and he ain't going to the second apron. The Knicks is big business now. And we watched a 17-game win, and we didn't have nobody. We need to keep this core together. And if we trade Cat, now you got LeBron, Embiid trying to lose weight all of a sudden. You got Philly over there, Jalen. And like you said, when they traded Patrick Ewing, anybody could get traded. You feel
That's
me?
a fact.
Because I love Patrick. And when they traded Patrick, so we talking about Cat, and Brunson took a fall back. But Brunson can be traded too. This is business. This is business. And if no one ain't going to the second apron, anybody can get traded. And like you said, OG had a good year, but hey, look at that young kid from Denver. He could put in right there and play defense. The one the Denver trying to decide. He can float right there, and play defense. 100%. So we got to think about right now, we're at a good spot. And Cat might have to take some down. And I'm like you, 3 years is okay. Give him 3 years. But I think Cat will be a solid player till he's like 34. His numbers won't go down. And now that he's touching the ball in playoff run, he playing D. Like, it's the best he's been on both sides of the ball. So we need Cat. We're not going to get that value back for Cat, especially the way we play, right? The type of offense we play,
Exactly.
Who's going to do that? Well, we got Drummond. He think he a 3-point shooter now. He ain't the 7-foot splash, brother. You know what I mean? Like, who does that? Jokic can shoot the 3, and Jokic can pass the ball. Cat's doing the same thing. Embiid, when he's in shape, he can shoot the 3 and pass the ball. Like, who are we going to get better than those top 3 bigs right now? I don't know.
I agree, man.
You know what I mean? So I'm with you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
We been, fam, we've been struggling. We right now. We got to make smart decisions, and the NBA has changed with the second apron. I want to see how long they're gonna keep this separate apron though in the next CBA contract, because it's hurting teams. That you losing people. So that's got to be gone, right? Because I know what they did. They try to calm it down or whatever, and they threw that in there. But now you look at teams that can't go back because of this. Like we gonna have a chance to repeat. We got to tweak some things. And I did your article about Deuce the other day, because everybody thought Deuce had to be traded at a certain time. You broke that down nice. I was like, my man on that. But we need to try to be in there, bro. You know what I mean? And we got to just let this out, fam. And all the Knicks fans, level-headed, bro. We got the chip, but anybody can be moved. If they move,
that's a fact.
Patrick Ewing, and they don't like open in the building. Right. Anybody can be moved.
Anybody could be moved.
Keep up the run. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, anybody can get moved, son. That we did. We just need to hold on. That's it.
100%.
Much love, bro. Keep up the good work, fam.
Thank you.
All right. What?
Hey man, that was a good call. I agree with him. He agrees with me. You can't replace him, bro. Oh, it's not just now seeing this callback. Callback for J-Tap. Hold on, let me get my brother J-Tap back on the line. My bad. Or did I? No, well, I don't know. I'm gonna call him back anyway. Hey, it was good. It was good, J-T. I didn't realize that Tugboat, he had a call back for you, man. He wanted to hear you troll some more, man.
Nah.
You want to talk about Mikal or Josh Hart?
I'm sorry?
You want to talk about Mikal or Josh Hart?
That's a tough one. How about we talk about both of them?
All right. So what about, let's start with Hart.
As a player, I think he's a perfect glue guy, and I've said it 1,000 times already. I just think he'd be better off the bench. Now,
okay, if you're asking, he's due a contract, right?
Excuse me?
He's due a contract too,
He's due a contract next year?
Yeah. He has a team option, but he's eligible to sign an extension.
I remember you mentioned one time that he's thinking about winding down his career here. Like he has maybe like one more contract than him.
Yeah, this will be probably the last contract.
So, like when old people retire, they normally go to Miami. So maybe we can get him to Miami. He can live out his last days in Miami on the beach with Giannis and them. No.
Who you trading for? Who you getting out of there?
Nah, I'm just making a joke, but at the same time, I'm just saying that there's got to be a player out there that can upgrade the starting lineup. Don't ask me who. don't ask me who. Josh is winding down his career. He can do it on the bench here or whatever, but it's time. It's getting close to being that time to start upgrading that starting lineup. I mean, whether it's Cat or Bridges. Bridges to me probably has the most value as a trade piece over Hart because he's kind of one dimensional, and Bridges.
You said Hart's one dimensional?
Yeah, he is.
What? Yo, you just tripping.
No, I'm not. I mean, okay. So tell me, if he's not one dimensional, what? I mean, he plays defense. He hustles. He's not a shooter. I mean, he's a playmaker.
Well, Hart does everything on the floor. He shoots, he defends, he rebounds, he passes the ball. He's second in the team in assists. You know, he does it all, man. Like he's literally a utility guy. The definition of that. Now, I agree. You saying you don't think he should start, right? You wish, but right now he is our starter, and I think he retires in it.
Okay, so at what point would you upgrade the starting lineup? Just until you run out of gas?
When we lose,
when we lose
this season. When we lose,
it's gonna take us losing in order for you to upgrade.
Yeah. Like if we go to the finals and lose, I gotta make moves.
Okay, so now you're Mr. Running Back after all these years.
Nah, I ain't running it back. If we lose, we gotta make moves.
I know, but I'm saying that just a few months ago, you're saying even if we win the title, get Giannis.
Oh yeah, you know that.
Well,
I never left that train.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so that's improving the team, and the point I'm trying to make is we always gotta get better. Stay the same. It's just not. It's the outcome is.
I get what you're saying. I got you.
You know, I mean,
yeah, I got you.
Like Josh Hart is good. I mean, how do you feel about trading Bridges?
For who though?
I don't know. I mean, we could crunch some numbers, do some deep dives. You know, I don't know. We can get somebody.
You remember, Bridges gives you a lot. He gives you a lot, bro. Bridges gives you a lot.
So we're not trading. So you wouldn't trade anyone? Not Cat, not OG. So
no, anybody can. No. Relax. Anybody could be traded, but it got to make sense. Like same thing with OG. You know, like the only way I'm trading OGs if we have a money issue. Besides that, there's nobody I'm trading OG for. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So you wouldn't trade OG for Giannis? You wouldn't trade Bridges for Giannis?
Hell yeah. If Giannis is on the market, bro, if Giannis is, dude.
That's what I'm saying. So there's got to be someone out there. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
so you can't say, what?
I don't know what you're going to get for Hart, though. Like, what could you, I mean, unless you're getting a younger Hart, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, if he's his ultimate glue guy, like you're saying, he can't go anywhere. I mean, he's got to be worth something on the market, right?
I just don't know what you're going to get.
The market just dictates what you're worth. What do you think he's worth? Is Josh Hart on the open market?
Josh Hart on the open market? I don't know. I mean, because like Dylan Brooks, maybe do you think that he's on the same level as Dylan Brooks?
I think Dylan Brooks is better than him. Yeah.
Damn. Cold-blooded. Damn. Okay.
I mean,
what about what was the other kid? Oh, Najee Marshall. Is he better than Josh Hart? Najee Marshall's nice, though.
I don't know, but for this team, that's a tough. I don't know. That's a tough one.
It's a tough one, right?
Let's take a risk. I'm about taking my risk, so let's go, Najee. Let's go. Goodbye, Mr. Hart.
Wow.
Give him a shot.
Najee's not a younger guy though. He's not young. Well, they're like the same age.
Okay, so what? I don't know. That's a tough one.
I think Najee Marshall was born in '98. Well, he's a little younger. He's 28. That's younger. That's younger.
Either way, I guess what my ultimate point is, at some point we're gonna have to upgrade. If you don't want to trade Cat, you don't want to trade OG, you don't want to trade Bridges, you don't want to trade Hart, someone's got to go. and we got to get better. And that's just the bottom line. That's how Bridges can go. Creole's funny.
Damn, all right, J-Tag.
Anyway.
Big time salute.
All right, I got to go. Peace.
That was my man, Tugboat on the callback. He wanted the callback for J-Tag. Let me see what's going on, man. It's a good show tonight, man. I'm loving the conversation, man. I am digging the comment. Todd Bridges can go. Damn. But like, we gotta think like, why are we trading people? You know, like if we have the best starting five in basketball, how do you improve upon that unless it's proven that you don't have the best starting five in basketball? And if we lose, you know, then that would be the case. But I see you guys. Bridges and picks for Anthony Edwards, that's not happening. Right now, until further notice, in my opinion, no need to go crazy, change it. I agree, yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. The only way you're making a trade is if Cat's like, yo, I don't want to sign. But I don't think that that's going to be the case. Hart definitely wants to retire soon, though. For sure. But any of the OGites want to call up, you can. Whether you want to call back or not, the choice is yours. Damn, the Bridges slander though, man. Why Bridges catching strays? You're gonna lose that fourth quarter defense, man. So Josh Hart gonna have to play some defense if you get rid of Mikal. Or OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby gonna really have to step up his defense. He's gonna have to guard small guards. And there's nothing that I dislike more than having to guard somebody short who's nice. It's very difficult, dog. So OG gonna have to get all those assignments. But hey, if OG can handle it right, he's the best defender in the world. So let's say we trade Bridges and like we get like an Aaron Gordon. That's not happening. But that would be but only problem with Gordon is he get hurt. But I would love to see a Towns, Gordon, OG front line. That would be crazy. Because Gordon can handle all of the dirty work. He could guard the big guy, you know, take the pressure off Towns, put Towns in the help defensive situation. And offensively spread the floor. How do you guys feel about that? That was years ago, though. BKNY 1982. That was years ago that Portland wanted Mikal. That was before he signed that contract. Now, I'm not saying they don't want him still, but, you know, just trying to give context. I'm not trading nobody in the starting lineup, y'all, unless they don't want to sign with us. That's just how I see it. Definitely continue smashing that like button, though, if you hadn't already. Very important to the algorithm. We're having an extended conversation about OG. Wanted to piss off the OG Ice tonight. But I didn't refrain. I didn't, what do they call it? Defame. Yeah, like I defamed this guy. Because I didn't. Also, subscribe if you're not subscribed. You know, to all the OGites out there, man. Salute to y'all, man. But everybody can get the smoke. You got to show him BKNY, man. I know you're not in the Discord, but if you was in the Discord, I would have asked you to show me that source. Because I know what you're talking about. That was years ago. They said they wanted Mikal. There is no wanting Mikal now, unfortunately. Trope, okay. Yeah, I know they updated that source by Dave Deckard. They updated that when they said that Mikal was interested, it was prior to that. It was prior to that. But I know what you're talking about. I know because the thought process would have been the 3-team deal with the Trailblazers. Mikal goes to the Blazers. Milwaukee gets their pick back. Yeah, we've been through the whole shebang. But listen, y'all, man, we gonna be back tomorrow, man. Balloon Orange Brunch. All right, got another nice show planned for you guys throughout the off season. I do appreciate the support from you guys. And until next time, as always, let's go Knicks.